Hello everybody in YouTube land, welcome to another Call of Cthulhu Red Hall one-shot. Today, our one-shot is called The Ruiner, and our two stars, we have Megan and James playing Olivia Barnes and Haley Hal Harper, two detectives from the city of Red Hall that are called on a case. They're put together to check out a body that was found on the east side, which makes sense because that is your precinct. And we're going to open with you guys sitting outside, sitting in your cop car. Not your cop car, just your car, because you're detectives. You can just come in like, whatever you want. Where it's raining, it's evening, the sun has set. The street lights of the factory district that you guys are in the east side give a sickly orange glow all around you, cut apart by the shifting dance of the red and blue cop cars around you. Further in, forensics have sent, through a fence, forensics have set up a few of their work lights pointing towards something on the ground that everyone's working around, and you two are both confident that it is the body that you guys were sent here to check out. They believe it to be a murder. It has all the signs of it, but you won't know for sure until you get in there yourself. But you guys are currently both sitting in Olivia's car. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. What would you guys like to do?
I'll just take a long drag from her coffee. Just letting it sit, the bitterness of the hot bean water sitting in her mouth, take a big glug and be like, well, shall we?
Yes. Yeah, let's get on it. Let's get on it.
I'll get the gloves on and head on in.
As you guys walk in, one of the officers greets you, detectives, as they lift up the police tape for you to step under. And he motions towards where all the hubbub is. Of course, you guys know the path, but he's just doing it just because it's his duty and his job currently. And yeah, as you guys step through, he lowers the tape behind you and then just goes back and look towards the currently empty street. A few forensics are around the body right now, but you guys can't get a good look from where you're standing. You're still about 20 feet away.
So as far as like getting called in to this, it's just like, hey, there's a body, probably a murder, go check it out, sort of thing.
Yeah, there was a body found on the east side in the factory district that was they suspected to be a murder.
Okay.
The person who found it said that the victim's face was smashed in.
Smashed. Okay, well, let's mosey on up to the tarp or whatever they have over the body.
They're currently taking pictures, so the tarp is not over the body.
Oh, okay. Let's go wander up to the body.
And luckily, the body was in a kind of like in a tunnel type thing that led towards one of the buildings. So the rain is not actually disrupting the crime scene itself currently. However, the echo of the rain all around you makes it so that if you whisper, your voice would just be cut out by the sound. The body itself is actually posed on the ground. Its hands kind of just out like this, and its legs also just kind of spread eagle. And the face is the only thing that's been touched from the looks of it. It has been smashed in with what looks like a heavy blunt object, and there is blood around the face and going down the victim's chest. It looks to be a middle-aged man of average height and build, and a few forensics are around taking pictures.
Do I recognize any of the forensics people?
Yeah. You've worked with them. Most of the forensics department is in the financial precinct, but they come out all over the city because you don't need multiples. But you do recognize them. There's Jeff, there's Marty, there's Cody, There would be Jake, but I can't roleplay him. It's against the rules.
But you can't do it, yeah. He doesn't work very much anyways, it's fine.
Yeah.
I will kind of crouch down next to the body and get a closer look at the face, and then sort of wave over to Marty and just be like, excuse me, Marty, what do you know about this? What do you guys suspect?
Just from general looks of it, seems to be from a hammer, is what we're thinking. It's small, looks like repeated hits from what we can tell right now. We have to do more back at the lab, do an autopsy, but just like maybe a ball peen, maybe a claw is my guess.
So a really angry fellow.
Yeah, angry, but he motions towards the body, and it's just generally very clean. It's as if, like, the victim was, like... It's not like... It's a violent crime without looking like a violent crime. It looks like there was no struggle around it. It was just the victim lying there and had their face beat in.
How strange.
Could be drugs, maybe. There's no signs of, any sort of struggle.
Marty nods at that.
The clothes are still on the gentleman?
Yep.
Or is he naked?
No, he's clothed.
Is there like a wallet in his
pocket?
The
forensics say we do have a wallet. It's currently, they have a little table set up where they're bagging and tagging and photographing everything.
So do we have an ID on the guy then?
We do, yeah.
Potential ID?
Yeah.
No guarantee it's his wallet.
Yeah, we'll be running fingerprints because he with his glove, he kind of just like with the hand he shows you, like how it's kind of like angled. The fingerprints weren't touched, so they'll be able to ID him if he's in the system.
And I'm just kind of looking around, like, does it look like it happened here or the body was placed here?
The blood is from the face spread out, the splatter. So we do believe that he was killed here. Or at least had his face bashed in here if he was not dead before that.
And then approximate maybe time of death here, like, was the body still warm when it was called in?
No, the body was less than a day, but yeah. Not
blood was dry.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah.
And Marty, nothing unusual about this site? No cult signs or gang symbols, anything of the like?
That kind of Marty just kind of like shakes his head. He's like, no symbols that we could find. We could send someone to check around if you'd want that, detective.
I'll just elbow Olivia and be like, yeah, send out the cult unit.
Might be worth it. Just, we are in the factory part of town. It could be potential gang activity. Some sort of hazing gone wrong. Who knows?
Sure, Marty nods at that, and then he says, anything else, detectives, or can I get back to it?
No, please, don't let us disturb you. Sure. And I'll wander over to the table with the evidence.
There is, on the evidence, there's various things, mostly pulled from the man's pockets. As I said, the crime scene was relatively clean, so they don't have a lot that they're currently working with. But there is a wallet, and there is an ID for a man named Renee Carter.
Renee Carter.
There is an address on the ID as well that you recognize as being in the east side. And it's a street you recognize. It's a commercial strip that the address is pointing to.
Is there anything odd? I assume it's a driver's license. Is there anything odd about it? Does this person wear glasses normally and they don't, or?
You do see the man's face. He just has like a plain, nondescript face. He's just staring blankly on his ID. But brown eyes, brown hair, but otherwise no glasses and just Yeah, just face gone.
I will
Face
elbow Hal back and just be like, "Do you recognize this one at all? I'm not familiar, but the address is local."
Do I recognize the address? Commercial district?
Yeah, you recognize it. Where do you live in the city? How?
Oh, fuck. I mean, like I'm pretty new to Red Hall, so where do people start in Red Hall, Justin?
Well, let me ask you a question. How much money do you have? Are you well off? Are you comfortable? Are you poor?
I'm average.
All right, so
Got
then you probably
20.
live in the north side or in the some part of the south side.
Okay. Yeah, just like an apartment in the north side, let's say.
Okay. So you don't recognize the strip because why would you, a relatively new person to Red Hall who lives in the north side, know about some commercial strip in the east side?
Maybe it's like the best pizza joint in town or something. I don't know.
Many pizza joints in the city claim to be the best, but it's the jury's still out on which one is.
They haven't held the vote yet.
No.
Um,
Whichever one worships the pizza entity is probably going to win.
but that's biased, man. Pizza Entity has its own idea from humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recognize it, but I know how to get there.
Well,
GPS.
That's good. Yes. Is there anything else on the table?
Nothing of note.
Okay.
Approximately how much money is this guy carrying?
He's carrying about $60 cash.
60, so nothing like crazy.
No.
And like if we look at his other cards and stuff, does he have like a black card or any of the like this seems like just a guy, nothing rich, not a robbery sort of thing.
Yeah. No, the money's in the wallet. The credit cards are in the wallet. Everything is untouched. Just a modest guy from what you can tell. Credit cards just like a normal cash back at the bank. He has a few loyalty cards, like a little like a Sunday shop. A few are punched, but he's still 5 away, and unfortunately won't make it there. But
Poor guy.
Did he have a wedding ring on by chance?
he did not have a wedding ring. No.
No wedding ring. Okay.
And you said the body looked clean. Did it look like it had been cleaned, or just like
Just
nothing else
untouched.
untouched?
Just like yeah.
Gotcha.
As if it
Okay.
was only there to smash the face in.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we should give forensics some time to do their thing and check in later with, timeline for when the hammer smashing occurred. But perhaps we can check out this address, see if we can find anything in the home.
You're driving.
All right, then. So I will head over to the car.
I'm just following.
And-
Let's get to that address.
Go to the address.
All right, so this is address is on a commercial strip. Businesses on each side. It's a fairly busy road, and above each businesses there are small apartments that people can rent out. And this man's apartment is one of those, just above a dentist. It's a local family dentist with an Italian last name that you've never been to, but you would never notice unless you were looking at it. And right now you happen to be, is between the front entrance of the dentist and the business next to it, there is a small door that seems to lead up to the apartment.
Yeah, let's head on in.
Is it a buzzer door?
It is a buzzer door.
Oh.
I will first buzz Renee Carter's buzzer.
There is no answer.
I will buzz another buzzer on the list.
There's only one.
Just Renee.
Great.
I'm gonna go around the back of the building and check for like a fire escape or something that maybe we can.
There's no fire escape.
There's nothing. Well, that's against code, maybe. I'm not an architect.
All right. Well, let's see if the precinct has the ability to look up who the landlord for this building is, and maybe they can let us in.
Are either the businesses either side open?
The dentist is closed at 10 o'clock at
Oh,
night,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, that
the
makes
vape
sense.
shop next to it is open.
Okay, you go
Classic
radio
vape
that
shop.
in, and I'm gonna go talk to these guys over here.
Cool.
As you step inside the store, a young man behind the counter looks tired. Long day. As he comes in, he just kind of like greets you with like a little like one of these, but then otherwise just doesn't seem too interested in the situation.
I'll just walk right up to him and be like, "Good afternoon, sir. My name is Detective Harper. Could you answer a few questions for me?
Yeah, sure.
In between the two businesses here, there's a bit of a residence. Do you know much about it?
Nothing.
Not a thing. Never seen a man coming out of there?
No, I'm mostly when I'm here. I'm here. As you can see, the windows are blacked out, so you know.
Is there any, like, back room door, storage room, corridor thing that kind of links up to the rest of this building?
No, I don't think so. The stairs, I think they go up to the apartment because it's above us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the back room just leads out back, and there's a storage room where they keep stock, but no, nothing that connects us to anything.
And, I guess it would be like stupid of me not to ask the average question of like, see anything unusual, hear anything unusual.
The guy thinks for a few seconds, and he's like, I mean, we get a lot of people on the streets yelling shit and stuff like that. A few like crazies spray painting the building. But yeah, no. I mean, just normal East Side stuff, right?
And has anyone else come around asking about the building or the man next door?
No, just you.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah,
You have a
thanks.
good night.
You too. Olivia, you called the precinct?
Right, I muted myself. Yeah.
Someone answers, and they're like, Eastside Precinct Police Line, how can I help you?
Hello, it's Detective Barnes. I'm looking for a landlord and an address to get into the building. Is that something you could look up for me at this moment?
Yeah, no problem. Give me a second. What's the address?
I give it to him.
They then say, yeah, landlord's name is Tony Morgan.
Tony.
And then they have a home phone number that they have for it.
Superb. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I
No problem,
will.
detective.
You have a good night, and I'll hang up. I will go back out to see if Hal has emerged from the vape shop.
I am currently emerging.
How did your speaking to that individual go?
There's nothing. Just
I was a bit more successful. I've got a phone number for Mr. Morgan, Tony Morgan.
well, let's give Mr. Morgan a call, shall we?
What are you calling to ask him?
Come open this fucking door. Not like that though. Politely, nicely.
Yeah. How you gonna
Probably
ask
the
him?
lady with the British accent asks him.
Yes, I will phone and say good evening, Mr. Morgan. Sorry to disturb you at such a late hour. We are looking to enter one of your properties. Detectives of the East Side Precinct. There has been a potential murder that we are investigating.
Give me relevant, some sort of
How about a
charisma
persuade?
check. Yeah.
Any dice. One die. Any one of
Oh, I
them.
suppose I need dice too, huh?
Yeah, that whole rolling thing. We do that in this game sometimes. All right. Persuade. I'm reasonably persuasive. This might not go poorly. It went poorly.
The man asks, the man responds, I can't just let you into one of my tenants' properties unless you guys have a warrant or something.
Look, Mr. Morgan, we could go about potentially getting a warrant, but honestly, we believe that the tenant of this apartment is dead, so if you would mind coming down here, you could walk through with us. We're not looking for anything disruptive, just to see the property and if there's anything that might lead us to why the lovely Renee Carter is no longer with us.
The man pauses for a bit. He doesn't seem too convinced if you wanted to try again, because you did fail your first roll. If you wanted to try saying something else too.
Maybe. I rolled worse.
You rolled worse, yeah. The man says, sorry, unless you guys have a warrant, I can't let you search the building. Or if there's, I get a call from maybe like a sergeant or a captain telling me what's up.
All right, thank you, Mr. Morgan. You have a lovely evening. And I will hang up the phone. Well, that went smashingly.
So what do you want to do? You want to go get a warrant? You want to call Sarge?
It's probably faster to call Sarge. A warrant will take days.
Yeah. Sure would. You call Sarge. I'm going to go see if there's a way to slip into this building.
Excuse me, Hal? I think that it might be your turn to make the phone calls.
You go see if there's a way to slip into this building, then. And I'll call back into the precinct.
You're just gonna catch Sarge up with what's happening, and he's
Yeah.
gonna... All right. Sarge says,
like-
I'll get it moving. I'll call the guy. You give me his name, and I'll start getting that in motion.
Tony what? What is it, Olivia? Tony
Morgan. Tony Morgan.
And Forensics is confident that he's the Vic.
They had his wallet in the pocket with his ID in it.
All right, that seems good enough for me.
He's not answering the buzzer.
Sure. I'll get it moving. And then Sarge
Thank you very
hangs
much,
up.
Sarge.
Yeah.
You wanna get a coffee while we wait for Mr. Morgan?
Well, I mean, if you want to, I think it might be wise to just sort of sit and surveil the area, perhaps.
Stake it out. Is there a coffee shop in this commercial strip that's open, Justin?
Not right now, no.
Damn.
No McDonald's for you.
That's fine.
Does Red Hall have a McDonald's, Justin?
It's called McWanald's. It's upside down, the D, the M.
McWanald's. The D is upside down in McWanald.
Yeah, it's a pronunciation thing. You understand. If you're advanced, you get it. If you know how phonetics work, it makes sense.
Yeah, hooked on phonics.
Amazing.
I'll just sit and surveil with Olivia.
At around 1 o'clock, a very disgruntled bald man is walking up towards the apartment door, and as he gets there, he kind of just is looking around as if he's looking for somebody.
Yeah, that's us.
Will get out of the vehicle and just be like, Mr. Morgan, is it?
Yes, you're the one I talked to on the phone?
Yes, Detective Bonds.
Yeah, he turns and just mumbles away his sentence as he's just opening the door for you.
What's he mumbling under his breath? What's that son of a bitch mumbling?
Give me a listen check.
I would love to. Dice, we've just gone through this. Listen is L, and it's right there. And that's a 79, which does not beat 50.
Yeah, you don't hear what he said, but he opens the door and then he pulls out a cigarette and he's just kind of standing near under the awning as the rain is collapsing onto the the parking lot around you guys, but he just kind of opens up the door and says, "It's all yours. Go on up."
Thank you very kindly.
Yeah.
I will
let's
head
get on up
upstairs.
All right. So this is a single apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 kitchen, connected to a living room. There are a few plants that are well kept in the next to a ledge near the windows, and the place is actually kept very clean. There is a small desk that's next to the television that has a small desk lamp that's still on, obviously waiting for the homeowner to get home and light up the rest of the house. Otherwise, the house is in darkness.
I will put on gloves and flip on the light switch.
Yeah, when the lights are on, the apartment still looks as clean as it did before, just less shadowed.
I can take the bedroom if you're interested in the bathroom or the living room.
Sure, I'll start in the bathroom. I'll
Yeah,
glove
although-
up and I'll start in the bathroom, looking primarily to start. I mean, obviously for anything to stir, but keep my eye out for maybe like medications and things like that.
Yeah, the man did have some medications that are prescribed to Renee Carter, so you're in the right place.
Okay.
They're just like something for his like heart, another thing for something you don't recognize, but he's taking 2 medications. Otherwise,
Anything for getting your face smashed in, or
No, nothing for the face smashed initis, which is rampant in Red Hall. Other than that, though,
Right.
it's pretty clean in the bathroom and in the bedroom as well, Olivia, as you're searching through. The man's closet just has a few shirts in it. It looks like he just rotates through a few. His hamper is half full, waiting laundry. His bed is made before he left the house. So it's just looking nice and clean in the bedroom.
nothing in any drawers or under the bed, or
No, just like there's like a box on the bed where he's keeping like some of his like Christmas decorations, but other than that, no.
all right.
All of the story is if you keep a clean home, you get murdered.
Yeah.
I will head back out into the living room and go investigate the desk.
On the desk, there is a weekly planner that this man has kept his schedule in pretty well maintained.
Score. What's in the planner?
Why don't you give me like a relevant search check or something to see how this goes for you to see how quickly you find it. If
Does
there
a
is
spot
anything.
hidden count?
Yeah, let's do spot hidden.
My regular.
Nice. You notice pretty quick that every Thursday evening, this man would attend the same event name, which he just called Meetup, but it's at a different like area every week. Sometimes it's a restaurant, sometimes it's a community hall, sometimes it's like an office building. It's at a different one every week. And there's one tomorrow night that he has listed an address for, which is at a community hall in Drundon on the north side. There is no one written the week after, and he has a few things coming up, like he has a haircut scheduled. No notable face beatings in there in his schedule at all.
Thank you
But-
for specifying that.
Yeah, but generally it looks like this man was just living his life, and
Where was he supposed to be yesterday? Was there anything for that he did yesterday of note?
he had to go renew his license plate, but other than that,
Is his well, we don't really know what his car is, but I was gonna say it's a car.
But we could
parked
go
here.
find out, maybe.
We could. I'm gonna. Like, is there mail, like pay stubs or anything? Where did this guy work?
yeah, there are pay stubs. He has them organized neatly in a drawer in his desk. He worked at an insurance call center.
Okay. What's this guy have in his house for like hobby stuff? Like, does it look like he's just a clean professional, or does
No,
this guy have any hint of personality?
it looks like he lived through his plants, as well as he had a few model cars that he built.
Oh, so sick! I love him. Why do you have to die?
You took him too soon.
Does he seem like the kind of person who has a cell phone? Was there one at the site or
He has a
anything?
landline. He's a weirdo.
Okay, okay.
How
Does he
old
have
was
any-
he approximately?
42 to 45. Actually, from his address, you know he's 44. His license, he's 44.
There we go. Okay.
Does he have any messages on his home phone?
He does have one. That's from someone that just says, "Hey, Renee, Alex here. Could I get a ride out tomorrow night? If not, I can bus. But if you're offering, if you're able, I'll take it."
Just
Perhaps our
ask.
friend Alex know what the meetup is.
Maybe it's like a lottery.
I mean, it happens every Thursday.
And they let
But-
his face gets bashed in.
Perhaps.
Oh,
All right. Looking for a ride. All right. Well, I mean, we do have some new leads. We know that there's something happening tomorrow evening. What time is it at tomorrow, Justin?
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. at that community hall in Drundon, which is quite a while from now, so we've got some time to follow other stuff. We could try and find out license renewal for the car, see if it's where it ended up. Perhaps it's in this parking lot, or perhaps out at the crime scene. We could investigate his work, but I don't imagine there will be anything unusual there.
man. Well, in his daily planner, he must have a phone book around here, like with a phone number for this Alex person.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll take the number for Alex. I say we give Alex a call in the morning.
I'm just gonna take the whole day planner.
Yeah,
He's
that
not
works.
coming back for it.
Or is he?
Ooh.
Okay, we've been looking very specifically for face bashed in time slots. What about facial reconstruction time slots? Does he have any of that?
He does not know.
Damn it, almost cracked the case.
Yeah. I was
Almost
like,
got it.
how does he know the last page of my notes?
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll call Alex tomorrow morning. And then I suppose we could try and get an idea on like what's his car, where is it, sort of thing. That because like if it's not here, it's not the crime scene. It might give us another lead, sort of thing. So we got a few
Does-
angles to work here.
Within his desk, does he have any paperwork for that, like his car? Not necessarily the renewal that he did yesterday, but like so that we know what kind it is and where he normally goes.
Because of this guy, as you can tell, he's pretty organized. He actually has all the information about his car sitting on his desk because he just renewed it yesterday.
Oh boy,
Amazing.
what kind of car is
A 1992 blue car.
it?
No, it's newer than that. It's like a 2004 something or other. Just
Yeah.
paint the picture in your head, James, that you want. It's yours.
It's a 2004 Chevrolet Impala in navy blue.
Sounds good.
Probably an LS. I feel like this guy maybe springs for a little bit of luxury, but not a top of the line package.
It does seem like the things that he would spend the most money on is the car.
So,
Amazing.
yeah.
All right. Well, should we go check and see if it's in the parking lot?
Are there keys like hanging anywhere?
No, there are not.
Were they like? Oh, did we see keys on the table?
You do remember that there was a spare set of keys in the drawer in his bedroom, Olivia.
Okay. Oh.
I'm gonna go pick those up too. Just to have.
Yeah, just to get a free car. The perks of being a detective.
Too bad this guy didn't have any cocaine or thousands of dollars around.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna go look for the car?
Yeah, let's go to the parking lot.
Why don't you guys give me a spot hidden as you're walking around the building?
Love.
Because he's not
fuck
parked
yeah.
out front, but you wouldn't park out front for your apartment in this place.
I don't know. That's a 7. So
That's good because I rolled an 87. So
Ooh, spot hidden. Is that extreme? Out of 50, what's fifth of 50? Is 10. That'd be at least
10.
my extreme.
As you're walking by, you notice that there is a security camera on the side of this building.
Boop, 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 boop. Wunderbar. We're gonna have to get that. So, this guy's the landlord. That doesn't mean he's a property manager. Like, so where's this? Is this camera like connected to a business or the building?
That'll be a question that you could get someone else in the department to answer for you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's figure that one out too.
As you guys
I
come
will
around,
love write it down.
as you guys come around the back, you do see that Renee's car is parked behind the building in a parking spot.
Ah, classic.
So he didn't drive to the crime scene himself. Good to know. I'm gonna check the trunk.
It's empty. There's a spare tire like in there. All that. He's prepared for all the stuff he needs to be prepared for.
Anything interesting in the glove compartment?
No, just
Anything like
fallen-
under the seats, like
Say
maybe like a
fallen
drop,
between the seats.
anything like a drop syringe.
no. There's an old French fry. That's about it.
Ooh.
We all have one. You can't judge too much now.
I do not have a single French fry in my car.
Because I take the bus.
I wrote down that she's got a motorcycle, so that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Badass.
it is badass, except it's not a badass motorbike, just a cool bike.
Mm.
Nice.
All right. Well, this seems to be not part of this particular evening's adventures. I'll turn in the keys in case it does come up again. But anything else you can think of to look at in here?
Let's just check under hood, just to say we did.
All right. I will pop the hood.
Inside, you find an engine.
Now I'm gonna look at my character sheet and be like, Hal doesn't know a whole lot about cars.
But Hal
Dang.
knows a whole lot about cars. The other Hal.
yeah, wrong Hal.
Yeah.
Wrong Hal.
Man, should we take this in to Sid's?
Have the Hal on Hal roleplay.
We love it when James roleplays with himself.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right. Well, I'll give the precinct a quick call and see if they know anything about the security camera within a timely fashion. Otherwise, perhaps we should move along.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give them a call.
Who are you calling, sorry?
The precinct to ask about the security camera.
Oh yeah, they'll get that in motion. They'll get that. They'll get you that footage.
Sweet.
Yeah. It'll be at the in the tech side. The guy who runs, like, you know, he'll have the footage for you. You guys can go through at your own pace. He can kind of go through it with you.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wonderful.
They should have that to you like by no later than 24 hours from now.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think we just call it for the night here and regroup tomorrow, see what they found out at the scene.
Sounds excellent to me. Nothing we can do in the wee hours of the morning.
So,
All right, you guys drive back to the station, and as always, it is moving. The station that never sleeps, and that applies to all the stations within the city. It does get quieter, of course. There's a few people still going around, the night crew, but other than that, you guys are good to go home. Go sleep. Wake
Yeah,
up
I'm
in a
gonna
few
go
hours
sleep.
for work tomorrow.
I'm gonna go, catch my sweet 5 hours if I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Feed my fish.
You have fish?
One. I have a beta.
Ah.
My fishes are all alphas. There is no messages waiting for you guys when you wake up. It didn't move fast enough for anything to be discovered in that time. There is an email for that's not it's relevant but not like exciting news. Just that the body is in autopsy and they're gonna like get you that information as soon as they can.
Yeah, and like talks, obviously, talk screens. And...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All the relevant shit. I will eat myself a hearty breakfast of coffee and probably a piece of toast, and then head out to the precinct.
What about you, Hal? What's your morning like?
Get shower and shave, my friend.
Aren't you a female character? What are you shaving this morning?
What do you think I'm shaving? My pits and my legs.
Alright.
Yeah. Maybe one errant whisker I'm not happy about. I just pluck it.
Does happen to the best of us.
It's an expression, Megan.
But words have meaning.
Words do have meaning. I stand corrected. Just grab breakfast on the way in because I slept in a little bit, but I got a motorbike, so I can do that thing, lane splitting. So
You can motor.
I can lane split. I'm not going to get stuck in any traffic yams.
Those yams.
Luckily, going from the north side to the east side is a pretty easy drive. You don't have to actually go through the city center proper. So
No.
you guys get in, and you guys are both at your desks in the morning. Everyone's in a hustle working away, but you have no new relevant information yet. So this is on you guys. What would you guys like to do with your case?
How early do we start?
What
What
like
time is it?
7:30 probably?
Yeah, what
8
time do you guys
o'clock?
want to get to work?
What time do we finish? Like 2?
No, you guys were probably done at probably 2 actually. Yeah, 2. The 2 is when you got home and went to bed.
7:30 feels reasonable. That's like 5 hours of sleep, half-hour commute, breakfast, wake up, stuff. Great. 7:30.
Yeah, I'll walk in with a giant coffee,
Classic.
baggy eyes, tired, and just be like, we gotta call his friend for the meetup.
Yes, Alex. I'm on it. Don't worry. And I will dial Alex's number.
I'm like gonna sit at the desk across from Olivia, looking resentfully at her energy levels.
After a few rings, someone picks up, sounds a bit groggy, and is like, hello?
Good morning. I'm looking for someone by the name of Alex.
Speaking.
Alex, my name is Detective Bonds. I understand that you were familiar with Renee Carter.
There's silence on the line. And then a voice that says, yeah, I know him.
Are you able to tell me a little bit about your relationship with Mr. Carter and perhaps where you guys were headed tomorrow evening? Or this evening?
Can I ask why?
Mr. Carter is involved in a case.
Is he okay?
To be determined.
Could you imagine if I was just like, TBD?
They haven't confirmed that the body is his. We're just 99% there.
Yeah. It's unclear what his involvement exactly is at this time. I'm not at liberty to share such information. But I can notify you when we do know his status, if you would like.
Um. Uh. Sure. Yeah. Uh, the man seems a little bit like hesitant on the phone right now.
Offer.
Alex, would this be easier if we met up in person to talk about this?
Yeah, that I could. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Would you like to meet at your address or come down to the precinct, or we could meet somewhere neutral, perhaps a coffee shop?
No, I can come to the precinct.
All right. It's the East Side precinct. See you in say about 2 hours.
Sure. Yeah. 9:30. Okay. Yeah.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
You're looking for Detective Barnes.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And I'll hang up.
Yeah.
Well, that was odd. He was a bit cagey, but perhaps he'll have more information when he arrives.
Yeah, everyone's cagey before 8 a.m., Olivia.
Don't know what you're talking about. I got a lovely night's sleep, 5 hours. It was lovely.
Okay.
I'm going to call the insurance call center. Just to
let's see if
confirm
he showed up for work today.
that he was that he was at work the day previous to his death, and
Are we sure?
perhaps the day of his death.
Yeah.
What if they're like, there's a headless guy just like trying to put on a headset endlessly?
The man, you get in touch with the manager pretty quick, and he says that no, Renee, he's not here today, and he was here every other day, and he always lets us know if he's sick or something. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that information. I will let you know that Renee probably will not be coming into work for quite some time. We're looking into a case that he may potentially be involved in, and he will have some time off work for certain.
What a weird way to say this to somebody.
So strange. You'd think I'd be getting better, but I think I'm actually getting worse at saying it to people.
Yeah, he's on vacation. He's taking a little dirt nap for a bit. The manager just kind of like is like, "What do you mean? What?" Okay, bye. You just hang up on him.
No. I'm afraid Mr. Carter is a suspect in is suspected to be a victim in a murder case.
Oh my god.
Can't hear you.
Really?
Oh, now you're back.
Oh, I whispered, "Oh my god," so that's probably all it was. Yeah.
But thank you for the information. Good to know that he was diligent at his job. Have a pleasant day, and I will hang up the phone.
Your employee's dead, you're short-staffed, have a great day.
Yeah. Glad he was good, but sucks that he's dead.
But sucks to suck!
It does suck to suck.
Alright, well, he did show up for work. Tells us that, he didn't involve himself in whatever got him murdered earlier in the day, theoretically.
Olivia, I'm racking my brain over. There's no defensive wounds. There's no sign of forced entry in his place. Everything is organized and put together. He looks washed and clean. Like, this is all... I mean, you would almost say suicide if you could do that to yourself, but it's clearly there's another party involved, but it looks voluntary.
Well, I think that Alex will be a big hinge in potentially telling us more information about anything that might be nefarious.
What this meetup is?
Yes. What perhaps they are both involved in that could have caused some sort of incident.
I'll bet you dinner that it's AA.
I'll take that bet. I think that it's something a little more unusual than AA.
You know, I'm
Extend a
not.
hand.
As I'm shaking your hand, I'm just gonna be like, I'm not saying he's an alcoholic. I'm saying that he might be someone's sponsor, perhaps.
I'm not saying he's an alcoholic either. I just think that perhaps this meetup is something more interesting than AA.
All right.
Generally, if you attend an AA meeting, you attend the same place, or at least regular places. This meetup seems to bounce around. I'll kind of flip through the day planner to prove my point.
Yeah, within the last, because it's nearing September right now. Over the last year, it's probably been to like 12 different places.
Seems like they have a few places they go to. It could just be whatever's available. AA is strictly charitable.
I will be ordering an appetizer with dinner.
You
Do you guys want to
smarmy
fast
cock.
forward until Alex gets here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get another coffee in that meantime.
Sounds good.
let's just wait until we get that info.
He does arrive. Where do you guys want to see him?
Oh, interrogation room 3?
Sure.
I don't know. What do you take? I like the more we have to play officers in this game, I'm like, oh, what do cops even do?
You could see them at your. You could see him at your desk. You could see him
Yeah.
in an interrogation room. There's probably a room where,
I want something that's like private but not an interrogation.
yeah, there's
room.
probably a room where like family waits if someone is talking to a cop and it's not like for bad reasons. So you could probably see him in there.
Yeah, I
Cool.
think that's our game. We're going for comfort but privacy.
So Alex is younger, maybe in his mid to late 20s. He has a pretty messy mop of hair on his head, and he's just kind of like, kind of just awkwardly shifting around in his hoodie that's a little bit too big for him. He doesn't look like he's. You guys want to each give me the check to read people, which is I think psychology.
Oh, good. I didn't need any of that, did I? Ah, it's still 10.
Pass my regular.
Beats. What's a fifth of 50? Is 10. Ah, there we go. Nailed it.
So you guys both can tell that this is not like some sort of like nervous as if he did something wrong, but what he is showcasing is like fear.
Fear. Oh, God. Something got him. He's not afraid of cops, though. Let's just try and calm him down. Let's open up with the classic. Hey, you're safe here.
Yeah, I know.
You're not in any trouble.
No, I know. I know. I didn't do anything. I don't think I'm in trouble. Am I in trouble?
You just
No,
you
you're
look a little
certainly
nervous,
not.
Alex. Can I get you anything to ease your nerves? You want a coffee?
Can I get
Cheeseburger?
A Coke?
What?
A Coke?
A Coke? I'll get you a Coke. I'll go get him a Coke.
While she's gone, I'll sit down next to Alex and just say thank you for coming down today. We really appreciate it. We don't have a lot of information on Renee. He seemed to be a very organized man, but his life was very normal by the looks of things. Perhaps you can tell us more about where you were planning on going tonight that you needed a ride to, as I understood from the message you left on his home phone.
Is Renee okay?
We're
I'll come
not-
back with a Coke and I'll like, there you go. Nice and refreshing.
We're not certain, Alex, but it does seem quite likely that Mr. Carter is the victim of a murder.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Oh.
Can I do another psychology to be like, is that like a Jesus Christ, oh fuck shock, or like a Jesus Christ, oh fuck, I knew this would happen?
Yeah, go for it.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna just pat Alex on the shoulder comfortingly.
What'd you get, James?
83.
All right, yeah, you're not able to tell. So, the thing we were going to is it's a little gathering of 7 of us, and we're like a little. It's gonna sound stupid when I say it, but we're like a little secret society that investigates things in the city of Red Hall.
Investigators.
On your own.
Yeah. And now with this, 2 of us are dead.
Who's the other one?
His name was Jeremy. He died maybe a month ago.
Jeremy
Do
Gare?
Sorry,
Do
James?
I know?
Jeremy Gare, my old insurance adjuster in real life?
No, not Jeremy Tran.
Jeremy Tran. Do we know about this death?
You do not know.
What happened to Jeremy?
We don't know for sure. He was just found dead near his house, his apartment in Financial.
Ah. And what was wrong with him? What was his cause of death?
We don't know. They never told us. It just went away so quickly.
What were you investigating?
But
it was Marty. He's leading it. Him and his brother. We were looking at something to do with. He points up, and it's like, did you know that the stars change in the night sky?
I mean, yes.
I'm gonna look at Olivia like very.
Earth rotates, and the stars change based on the time of year.
No, it's like in the right points in the city, when you're looking up, it can change within the hour.
I'm gonna sit down beside Alex and just not like angry intense, but real intense. I'm just gonna be like, Alex, I believe you. Can you show us tonight?
No, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Marty would be great for that. He leads the stuff. He's kind of like our master and commander.
So what's the meetup tonight?
Yeah. He'll be there. He's always there. He runs it. It's his idea.
But you can take us.
Well, no, you can just come. It's open. We let whoever they want to come join. We're like a...
It's an open secret society.
Secret society was just the best way to say it, right? Like we're investigators. We try to solve problems in the city because there's just so much bad that happens here, and that's what Marty says anyway.
How long have you been a part of this thing?
I joined maybe 4 months ago.
And what can you tell me about Renee within the group?
Honestly, he was a great guy. He just wanted to help people. He was always just there to try to make sure everything was working and going smoothly. He joined out of curiosity at first because of, I don't remember what he said, but we just all have our reasons for joining, and his seemed no stranger than anybody else's.
How do you ensure safety amongst the group? Clearly, death seems to be prevalent in such a
I mean, it was
investigative role without some sort of police officer or.
I mean, it was fine. We mostly just met up and like we went to the observatory now and again. We were like mostly focusing on like the night sky, but now I'm worried because
Is this why your group moves? Meeting locations?
no, we moved because Marty doesn't have a place to host all this. He has some connections to like people. That's why we meet at community halls sometimes. They give him discounted rates.
I think it would be beneficial for us to meet the rest of the group. 8 o'clock tonight. If we came and picked you up, gave you a ride, you would be able to direct us and introduce us.
I mean, I can. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
All right. I think, Hal, unless you have any other questions for Alex. That I'll take your silence as a no. You're free to go, Alex. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thanks. He writes down his address for you guys to come pick him up.
Great.
Okay.
After he's gone, Olivia just like fingers to the forehead. Oh, excellent. Yes. Another group of vigilantes. Wonderful.
You'd almost think Red Hall would have a task force. I've heard many stories about these investigator groups.
Have you? I've experienced it firsthand to an extent. This is not the first one I've heard, just the first one I've heard that was not connected to some sort of detective or officer in a way.
He never said what they were investigating beyond just the night sky changing.
I imagine that is an oddity enough.
What about the other groups you've been with? Were they looking at the night sky?
No, not at all.
So there's many monsters in Red Hall.
You would be incredibly surprised to find out. I think perhaps we should, in the meantime, head over to the financial district precinct and find out a bit more about Jeremy. See if they've got any information. We could give them a call first, but perhaps an in-person interview would be best.
If they swept it under the rug, I think maybe if we give them a call, it would give them time to prepare. I say we just head over there.
I'm not certain it was swept under the rug, just that, precincts are busy and the East Side and Financial are not exactly close neighbors. We wouldn't necessarily know about it. We've got our own hands full.
It's just more that Alex said it went away so quickly. It put a little thing, little nag in my brain.
All right. If I go to my desk and I look up within the system, am I able to find out information about Jeremy?
Yeah. The case is, the murder case is in there.
Excellent. What information do I find?
There was a man named Jeremy Tran who was found in an alleyway in the financial district. He was laid on his back with his face bashed in. I
will turn the monitor to face Hal. There we are. That is a pattern right there. I think perhaps a visit is in order. While we're waiting for our own autopsy results, we certainly could look at theirs. Oh. I will pick up the phone and call a financial district precinct and let them know that we think we've got a very similar case.
Sure. They say we can connect you with the detective who was in charge of that case if you would like.
That would be delightful.
After a few moments, the phone is ringing and it picks up, and you hear a voice on the other end that says, Detective Peter Holden, how can I help you?
Hello, Detective Holden. This is Detective Bonds. I'm calling because I believe we have a very similar case to one that you had not that long ago.
No shit, tell me more.
Jeremy Tran. Face completely smashed in, otherwise untouched.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. I remember that one. You got one too?
Yes, we have a victim from yesterday that had almost an identical situation. We're still waiting on our autopsy results, but wondered if you would be willing to share yours.
Yeah, sure thing. Why don't you come on down? I'll get a box of donuts for you guys, and we'll just have a little chat.
Marvelous. We'll be down shortly, as soon as we can get away.
Sounds good.
I will hang up the phone. Oh, Peter Holden.
Does Olivia have a crush?
She doesn't know this guy yet.
We're going to take a little break for YouTube here. But if you like our Call of Cthulhu content, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe for more. Keep it coming. We're at the point now where, like, you can... No, James, you go up.
Oh!
We're at the point now where there's, like, so many, like, things that I need to get, like, a watch order for how you should watch our stuff. So we'll be back in an instant, YouTube. See you very soon. Okay, we're back from our small break, which was literally a second for YouTube. You guys just want to just go right to financial? Or do you guys want to do something else? Yeah.
No, I don't think we have anything else major to do yet. Let's go meet Holden.
You guys have been to financial a few times. It's a very busy department, very big. This is where the main forensics unit is attached to as well. So you've been here a few times for that to meet people, but you rarely go into the actual bullpen to, like, you know, talk to other detectives. Especially because you know, Hal, you're pretty new, and Olivia, you're kind of an outsider in the police force. But Detective Holden leads you to his desk, which is just in the bullpen like anyone else's, and he motions to two chairs that are seated next to his, across from his side of the desk, and he sits down and begins to type into the computer.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Hey, no problem. When did you guys get yours?
Yesterday, evening.
Where was he found?
Factory district.
Okay, all right.
We understand that yours was in an alleyway.
Yeah, he turns over the case file too. He's like, I imagine you guys looked this up. I have some other relevant information here in my notes that I haven't transferred over yet because I have a big pile of shit to do that I'm sure you guys are all very well aware of.
As we all do.
What do you guys want to know from me?
Well, like our crime scene, my hunch, the one I'm working on, like it's so clean, it almost looks voluntary. How, like, you know, body, like, was there at the time of the beating at the very least, and we haven't got talk screen back. What were there any drugs in the system with Jeremy?
Not in mine. No. Mine also didn't look too peaceful. Here, one second. He just rotates the screen back, and he's like, I'm going to see if your forensics has got the pictures from your crime scene up yet in the database.
Certainly.
And let me pull up mine. And he rotates yours. And, like, while the guy in his crime scene was still, like, found lying on his back, it does look like there was a bit more of a struggle for that one. So yours isn't like this?
Didn't seem to be.
Arms spread wide, very calm demeanor by the looks of it.
On the hands or anything? Were there any blood or scratches or anything?
No defensive wounds, nothing. It looked like, I was telling Olivia, if this had been a gunshot or something, you'd borderline think suicide, but bludgeoning to the head, skull caved in, can't really do that to yourself.
No, no. Huh. And who's your guy?
Name is
One Renee Carter.
Any anything to note about him?
You ever connected to a vigilante group?
Vigilante group? No, I haven't. Not my guy. No, but your guy?
Jeremy and Renee are part of the same group.
What about my guy? Was he connected to them? Because you must have heard you must have heard
Jeremy.
about my case somehow.
Yeah, Jeremy. Right? Jeremy's
we,
the victim, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how did you guys
we,
find that out?
And
Spoke to a
Renee.
mutual friend, Alex, and apparently there's another vigilante group in the city going around doing good, and it seems they've got themselves caught up in something.
Did he say what they got caught up into?
The stars.
Huh.
Changing or something.
He writes that down in his notebook and circles it, and then he's just like, interesting. Very interesting.
How many of these groups have you come across before, Detective Holden?
They're like a hydra, you know?
Oh.
You stop one and another two show up, all right?
How dangerous are they really? They're more of a danger to themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
They end up getting into things that they shouldn't.
So what, where did this case end up? What are your final conclusions with Jeremy here?
You know, we had a witness report something outside of Jeremy's apartment the night before, an argument between Jeremy and two other individuals that I was not able to track down because they, Sergeant over here, he motions to the sergeant's desk, he just told me there was more important things I need to look into, but if you guys want, I can send you all the relevant information and you guys can take this over and I can assist when I can.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah. Consider it done. You know, you're taking a folder off my desk. I'm not going to complain about that.
It's the least we could do for all your assistance.
All right, I'll just start. He just starts typing. He's like, "I was going to get this stuff over, get you guys access into this. Can I get your guys' ID numbers for the code, please, for the computer, please? Program."
I'll just
It's
do. I'll flip open my badge and just slide it across the table.
Yeah.
Don't mind her. She's new and she's got jokes.
Yeah.
still
I mean,
jaded, I guess.
Yeah, no, trust me,
Naive,
there's
not
time.
jaded.
There's time. All right, you guys should have access to this now at this point.
Thank you.
The only thing I can say is, from all the time that I've spent in this city, sometimes there's some weird shit that goes on.
I completely agree.
Pardon?
I completely agree.
Yeah. And this sounds like one of those things that if you follow the smell, you're going to find a big old pile of weird shit. So follow the trend is all I can say.
Right. Well,
You
thank you
guys-
for your advice. Sorry. Go ahead.
Did Jeremy have like next of kin or anything that you ever spoke to?
Yeah, I spoke to a sister. His parents were dead, but I spoke to his sister.
All right. And how'd she take the news?
About as well as you can expect, so not well at all.
Renee just doesn't seem to be connected with many people beyond this group. It was just a curiosity. I'm sure it's all in the file. Thank you, Detective Holden. I'll stand up, shake his hand.
Thank you, Detective Harper and Detective Barnes. You guys have a good rest of your day.
Head out.
Cool. You guys leave financial.
Let's like we gotta before we left we was able to like peek at like wherever Jeremy was found, right?
He just showed you that information. If you didn't try to actively remember it, you'll need to
Yeah.
check the file. But you guys can just do that through, like,
Easy.
yeah.
I just before we leave financial, I figure maybe we buzz by there, just take a look at the scene.
Sure.
I know it's like
We can-
old, but like graffitis or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's just a nondescript alleyway at this point. It was over a month ago. It's just
Yeah.
any filth that remained there was washed away by another layer of filth.
All right. I guess we're gonna go stargaze with Alex then, and wait for our autopsy report.
Well, I mean, that's later this evening, but perhaps we could go back to the precinct and look up these two individuals that Peter Holden wasn't able to look into with Jeremy.
Okay. Yeah, it's as good a lead as any.
As you guys get back to the East Side Precinct, there is an email waiting for you from the tech wing that they have the security footage from the cameras.
Fuck yeah.
As well as when you look up the description of the witnesses' report of the night before at the apartment, they say that they're outside. A man who Holden believed to be Jeremy Tran was arguing with two men outside of the apartment complex. The witness gave a description that they could based on the two men. One wore a green jacket and had small sunglasses on, and it was late at night, which they thought was weird. And the other wore a loose rain jacket and signed instead of speaking while it was happening. And that they noted that that person's face looked as if it was wrong from their window. There's a note that Holden had that he responded with, "What do you mean by wrong?" And the person just said, "It just didn't look right."
Witnesses are so unreliable. All right. Well, I mean, a description of the clothing is not particularly helpful for a case that was over a month ago, but perhaps the deaf individual with the face issues might be someone we could potentially find.
What are we gonna do? Just ask people, you ever see anyone who looks kind of fucky?
No, but I mean, somebody who is deaf might stand out in the system if
Deaf
they're
and fucky looking. Gotcha.
One would assume. I mean, perhaps the individual just knows someone who's hard of hearing or deaf, but my guess would be they're deaf or hard of hearing themselves.
So if Jeremy's arguing with two gentlemen and one's signing, he's an interpreter of sorts, is the thought that comes to my mind. So the gentleman with small sunglasses and a green jacket, you'd think deaf?
No, I think that there would have to be two individuals signing if there was an interpreter.
Well, let's plow through this footage and maybe they're on the camera. God's willing.
Yeah, I'll open up the footage.
So you have to go to the, if you want to have like a screen where it's easy to rotate through, like there's the rotate wheel to like rewind, fast forward really quick. You can go to the little tech wing here, where...
Do we know the techs?
Yeah, you know the tech. His name is, Board Game Designers.
What a weird name.
Steven Kevern.
Steven Kevern, the tech.
They call him
sorry.
Stevie.
Stevie.
Yeah. He, as always, he's pretty hands-off. He's like, I'll be back here if you need me, but I trust you guys to man the wheel.
Thanks, Stevie. All right. Let's see what we've got.
So he does say he got some time codes already for you in the system. Because it's a commercial building, there's a lot of like nonsense during the day, buses, people, like it's hard to pinpoint during the day. So he did his preliminary scan at night, stopping for any moments where there was movement. Because this is on a bus route, there's still a lot of it. So like while flagging through, there was a lot of false pickups, so he still had a lot of dead space in these time codes. But there were a few times where there was actually cars parked in front, especially the early hours of the morning, which is especially strange, he thought, for around this area because he was able to see what the other businesses were. Because the only thing that's open on the strip on the side that this guy's apartment was, there was a liquor store further down. But that's still closed at 1, and he had even saw some other traffic at around like 2 or 3 in the morning in some of these time codes, which he noted for all of you guys.
Thank you very much, Stevie. Kind of you.
They don't pay you enough, Stevie.
I agree.
Cool. Let's go through those time starters. What do we see?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Did they, like, being a commercial building, like, this is it relevant at all? Like, where this footage is kind of from? Is it connected to, like, a business there?
It's from a security company that as you scroll through, there is one noticeable thing where you actually think you can see, because like it's further down on the building, right? Like, so like if the wall was like running like this and Renee's apartment's right here, the camera's like further back here, so you don't get a good look. But you are pretty confident at about 2:15 in the morning, on the day before the murder, on the day of the murder, you guys are pretty confident that you see Renee leave his house and get into a black car. Notably, he gets in the back seat on the passenger side.
Can we, like, is there enough of that car to get a plate or anything?
There's a chance, as Stevie comes over, he rewinds, kind of just does some tinkering that you guys technically don't know what he's doing. And he's like, I can get half of a plate pretty comfortably, but not a full thing. So we could put that in the system if you want.
What about...
We'll take what we can get.
That and, does the car have any, like, make markings on it?
Oh, yeah, no, we can... Stevie points, like, yeah, we can see, like, it's a black, this kind of, maybe this, we can narrow it down for sure. Maybe get you guys, like, a hit on, maybe if you're lucky, no more than 50, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're really lucky, like, maybe we get it down to 10. We'll see.
I don't know. Seen a lot of black cars out there.
Yeah, but we got half a license plate, so that's nice to slow it down, like, to get it closer, right?
Absolutely. Come on, Hal. You got to have optimism.
How does Renee, like, carry himself to this?
Normal. You don't see anything abnormal about
There's no fear or anything. Like,
nah, he just goes right in. He even kind of gives like a little wave before he steps in, as if he was waving to somebody in the car.
That's a very, very normal looking thing.
Yeah. Notably, though, that car and Renee don't come back.
Oh.
That was the last time that Renee saw his apartment.
A little eerie.
Especially at 2 in the morning. Like, why do you leave your house that early?
Perhaps he had a connection for the vigilante group. Imagine they do work at all hours of the night. It was an investigation of the stars, after all.
What else? Let's keep going through these time codes. Is there anything?
Nothing else.
Other than just Renee?
Yeah, just people walking. Cars driving.
No rain jackets. No loose-fitting rain jackets.
Nope.
As we're just kind of like going through the rest of it, I'm just, what do you think he means by, like, just a face is wrong? If you were to think the face is wrong, how would you describe that? Wide set eyes, thin lips, small nose, what?
Maybe missing a nose?
Missing a nose, yeah.
Honestly, Hal, it could be anything. There's this theory of the person's ability to tell when something doesn't look quite right. I believe it's called the Uncanny Valley.
So you think this thing was an android, Olivia?
No, but there's a sensitivity to something that doesn't look exactly human. Anyways, I'm gonna stand and go back to my desk.
What are you gonna do, Hal?
I'm gonna do a little bit of research, just like general searches online in Red Hall, like kind of these groups they're open. You know what I mean? Like try and find some of their websites. Maybe some of them mentioning any like investigations of the stars. I know they said Marty was linked to the observatory, so I'll go to the observatory and see if there's any like articles or something on their website about look at this phenomenon stuff.
There's not really anything you can find on like the preliminary searches. It's just like most of the stuff you're like secret groups in Red Hall, like or like vigilante groups in Red Hall. Not many show up.
It's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
Or the newspaper.
Yeah.
What about the observatory thing? What can I find on our friend Marty and his place of business?
Marty has on the Joe Haven Observatory website. There is no mention of anyone named Marty.
Could mean nothing and doesn't mean that like doesn't work there. They don't name everyone on Microsoft. I'm not on Microsoft's website, you know.
You will be tomorrow, baby.
Nice. Am I? I should go to their website. Marty's not on there at all. Could be something. Could be. Not saying it is.
Perhaps Marty just doesn't work in a position that would be notable on a website. Could be a janitor or something. I'm gonna.
I suppose that's true. When Alex said he worked at the observatory, that is my fault for assuming used the telescope.
He also never said works at the observatory. It said we went to the observatory.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he said works. Whoops. I wrote that down very wrong.
I want to run a search for deaf individuals that happen to be in the police system at the moment, just to see how many there are.
Sure. Give me a library use check, please.
That would be under L. I don't have anything in that, so that's a 20. Let's see what I roll. I rolled a 19.
Nice.
Go me.
You find a few deaf people. There actually is. It's like a. I don't know if the term's offensive. Is halfway house an offensive term?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's still in use.
It's like a house for
Yeah.
people, and it's specifically for deaf people in that house in the city.
Excellent. Perhaps that's a lead. I'll mark that down.
So you said Renee left his apartment when? 2 what?
2:15 in the morning.
2:15.
Okay.
And I assume there's nobody with any pictures where their face looks wrong.
No.
That would be too easy.
It's not Big Brother. They're not like, come meet our contestants.
Cool. There was something else I wanted to look up. Oh, I'll run the partial plate as well.
Yeah. He also said that he was going to put that in the system for you too. So.
Yeah. Get those 50 cars going.
Yeah.
Cool. Are our autopsy results back in yet?
They are not in. No.
I'm sorry. Well, Hal, we could potentially go and check in with this deaf community house. See if they happen to know anybody matching the description. They might, if there is an interpreter, was that sort of situation, they might know the individual.
Possibly. About what time is it, Justin?
I'm gonna say it's probably close to like 2 in the afternoon.
Do I have a bit of time before we skedaddle again? I want to start maybe just kind of like breezing through this Jeremy case file, see if anything else jumps out
Yeah.
before we head out.
Sure.
What are you looking for?
So they say it looked like the autopsy results really. Like what does it say about the body?
So the body, it says that it looks like there was a slight struggle, right? There
Yeah.
was some bruises around like here as if they were being held down, and then like some on the arms as if they were trying to like fight back the victim.
Yeah.
The face was caved in with they believe to be 15
Large
or
blood.
more hits with a ball peen hammer.
All pain. And does it look like it took place at the scene?
Yes, it did.
And no, what was my other question here? It took place at the scene. There was a struggle. Approximate time of death.
It would be between 3 and 4 in the morning.
Between 3 and 4. So very early morning again.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did he do? Just out of curiosity, like, does
He was
it
just an
matter?
analyst.
An analyst. Okay. So nothing relevant there. The only real connection right now, other than caved-in faces, is this group of people.
Yes.
And so, quick little like end of chapter recap of where we're at. Detective Olivia. We're connecting Alex, Marty. He said there's 7 of them though, and now there will only be 5, including Alex. So there's 3 we don't know who they are, but we're hopefully going to meet them tonight.
Yes.
There's 2 murders in the same murder style. One of them looks voluntary. One of them wasn't. And they're both connected to this vigilante group, and they both happened very early in the morning. Am I missing anything else? These are the pieces we have so far.
No, it sounds like you've got most of them. Something to do with the stars. Or someone trying to prevent something to do with the stars from getting out.
What do you want to get for dinner?
I hadn't really thought about it.
Well, think about that appetizer you're going to order. Let's go to that halfway house.
At the halfway house, you're able to get with someone who's in charge there, and they are willing to talk to you just outside on a bench. They have an umbrella that they're holding over themselves as the rain softly patters down.
Thank you for meeting with us. We're investigating a potential murder case, and there's a suspect that potentially is hard of hearing or is deaf, and we only sort of have clothing descriptions. But there was a description about an individual where something is wrong with their face. Do you happen to know anybody that might match those 2 identifiers?
They think for a bit. I don't think so, no. A weird face? It's like,
Injured, perhaps. A scar, missing eye.
no,
Kind of fishy looking.
No, I don't think so. We have a few volunteers who come in and help now and again. But no, nothing that I can think of that match that.
Is there like in your home, are you supplying them with clothing? Do they bring their own?
We supply them with some, but if they have theirs, we don't, complain. But we
Any
have
raincoats that you may supply?
No. I mean, we should. She motions around, but no.
I mean,
No.
often people will wear the same outerwear. You're quite right, Hal. Do you know anybody who often wears a green jacket with sunglasses or
Small sunglasses.
small sunglasses specifically?
No, sorry, I don't.
It's all right. It's quite understandable.
Has anyone under your care here, have they does the name Jeremy Tran mean anything to you? Has anyone spoken about this gentleman, or
Not that I can recall, no.
If we brought you a clip of some video footage, would you be able to tell us what they're saying?
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Do you have time to come down to the precinct, or do we need to bring it here?
If it's easier, I could come by after my shift is done today.
What time would that be at?
It should be 2 hours from now.
Sure. All right. We'll see if we can't get anyone else to translate it more quickly, but if not, we'd love to see you.
I mean, I could send one of the employees down there if you would like.
I think that would work just fine.
Sure, let me just go see if I can round somebody up. And they step inside the building.
I'll lean to Hal and just be like, my sign language isn't up to snuff, so, I don't feel confident in translating it myself. I've got the alphabet down, but beyond that...
Yeah, Hal's just kind of like staring at the sky a little lost in thought, and be like, huh? What? Sorry? What was that, Olivia?
Don't mind me, I was just rambling about sign language. What are you thinking about?
Cult, ritualistic, satanic killings, things like that. The early satanic panic of the 90s there. None of that was anything. A ritualistic cult killing. My imagination's just running wild with hope's not the right word, but it'd be interesting to see if something like that was real and true.
Trust me, Hal, you do not want to witness anything in that regard with your own eyes if you can help it. I've seen more things than I care to in this city.
I've done a stint overseas, so I've seen some stuff. How much worse could a city be?
Red Hall is special. I tried to spend some time away myself for a while, but somehow I ended up back here.
It's like New York just calls you back, I guess, eh?
Something like that, yes.
The woman comes back out with a young man, and the young man says, "Hi, my name's Josh. I'll go with you."
I'll sign back to him. Hi, I'm.
He wasn't
Haley,
signing. He was just saying it to you, but then he starts signing.
Oh,
give me a sign language check, please?
I just want to see if I can pass it.
You can. You can.
Can we beat 30? 33? No, we can't.
You get some of his words, but he's signing a bit too fast for your knowledge of it, so you kind of lose it.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, sorry, I can talk while I'm doing it. But yeah, if you need me to translate something, I'll come with you guys to the station now.
That would be excellent. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Take him back.
All right.
Show him the clip.
Stevie is happy to get that synced up for you guys on the big screen, and he starts playing it. Oh wait, no. Sorry, you don't have footage of that one. That's a.
Oh
That's a
fuck! That's a
description.
witness report.
Right. That's
We'll just
my
pretend that
bad.
never happened. That got
We
all of us.
Oh my god!
If we were looking at the security footage from the car
Yeah.
beforehand, my brain got confused.
Oh
Messing
my
with the
God.
story. All right. Well then. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my god! It just we get there and we're like, oh no!
Sorry for wasting your time. Actually, we don't have any security footage.
Yeah.
Whoops. You know what? While we have him there, we'll just ask him kind of run the gamut of the same questions.
Same
Just like,
answers. Nothing of note.
Nothing. Nothing of note. The name Jeremy doesn't mean anything to him.
No.
What about the name Renee Carter?
Nope.
No.
All right.
You ever hear of the stars moving certain places and certain times in the night?
I know they move throughout the year.
That's what I said. Thank you for your time. Well, I'm out of things until this evening. How about you, Hal?
I owe you dinner.
You certainly do. AA.
How was I supposed to know it was going to be a vigilante group?
You haven't spent nearly enough time in Red Hall, clearly.
Clearly. Yeah. Go grab a bite and then go pick up Alex, I suppose.
All right. Alex comes out. He looks a bit hesitant, but when he sees you guys there, he kind of just calms a bit, and then he just gets in the back seat of the car. Drundon on the north side. If you just start going to, do you know the Drundon neighborhood?
Do we?
I
You
do.
Olivia.
I'm from the north side.
Yeah, but you're relatively new. You probably don't know. Like, if you moved to Capilano and I was like, tell me where Otwell is, you'd probably be like, what the heck are you talking about?
I know exactly where it is.
Olivia, you do know where Drundon is.
Yes, I can get us there.
Do you think it's a good idea if I leave the group?
Well, I mean, from my professional opinion, I would suggest for all of you to simply dissolve and go back to your normal lives. It doesn't seem like the survival rate is going particularly well for you.
But, like, why is someone killing us?
Well,
That's
have
what
you
we are
found in
here
this
to find
film?
out. Hal does have a good point. What have you found out thus far with your investigation? Anything?
Nothing. Like, nothing. It just happens. And, like, that's weird. But we don't know why or what. And we're not doing anything. We spend most of our night looking up at the stars.
Alex,
So you've seen it personally.
Yeah.
and you're sure these aren't satellites, airplanes, space
100%.
station?
100%.
And I don't want this to come across as rude, Alex, but under what qualifications is that 100%?
100%. I saw it with my own eyes.
But how are you vetting the stars?
Hal, we don't need to play good cop, bad cop.
I'm
It's
not
all right.
trying to. I believe you, Alex.
That's what we were trying to find out. Was it actually happening? Was it real? Was our mind just playing tricks on us? But for everything we could tell, it was happening.
And how did you stumble across this? Did Marty bring it to you, or?
No, I was just bored one day, and I wanted
just-
to do something, so I looked at some local postings on my community's billboard, and then there was just this little small thing that Marty posted.
You ever You ever meet in your time with this group a gentleman with perhaps a bit of a injured face who signed?
I never met him, but that's probably Joe.
Who is Joe?
It's Marty's brother. A few months, he stopped coming, but apparently he used to be there before. I've only heard about him through word of mouth and other people. Like Renee talked about him. He had an accident.
Do you know what that was?
No. But he's able. Joe and Marty's mom, or dad, was deaf. So they learned it when they were kids to talk to him.
Do you know anyone who regularly wears a green jacket or small sunglasses?
Yeah, it's Marty.
Interesting.
Do you like the sunglasses? Do you think they're a little too small?
He looks a lot like a mix between John Lennon and Elton John. We sometimes call him Elton John Lennon.
All right. Well, thank you very much for including us in this. I can't wait to meet the rest of your friends.
Yeah.
We'll keep you safe, Alex. Don't worry.
Yeah. You guys get to the community hall, and as you step inside, there are three people who are kind of just having a quiet conversation with. Two people who are kind of having a quiet conversation with one another, a man and a woman. Both seem to be about in their 30s. And in the back of the room, there is a man with long hair. It goes down past his shoulders. He has small purple spectacles on, and he dresses in a baggy military jacket. When he sees you guys enter, he stands, and he says, "Who'd you bring today, Alex? New friends." "Hi, I'm Marty. Martin. You can call me Marty. I'm this is my group." And he extends a hand.
I'm gonna walk like beeline to him, be like, "Very pleased to meet you, Marty. I'm very excited to be here," and I'm gonna lay the charm on thick.
Go for it.
Just try and win this guy over. That's a 16 out of 30, so just my regular.
You know, it's the pleasure is mine. What brought you guys here?
Oh,
Well,
Alex. Alex. He's been telling us about the stars changing.
Alex says, "These are two detectives."
God damn it, Alex!
Renee, they think he's been murdered. Marty pauses at that and says, "Oh, rest in peace. Why don't we," he motions to you two, "why don't we go talk?"
That would be very pleasant. Thank you.
He steps out back, and as you guys are just standing, he lights up a cigarette and starts smoking.
Out back, is that like where the parking lot is or anything like
It's
that?
on the other side. It opens into a small field where there's a few picnic benches and a barbecue.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk.
So, Marty,
Martin.
what do you know of what happened to Jeremy?
I know that he stopped coming to the group. And then he started ghosting my calls.
When did you last see him before that?
There was a night I tried to convince him to not leave the group. He said that it was getting a bit too scary for him. But I mean, when you're on the edge and you're almost at the point where you can see and make sense of the darkness in the abyss before you, that's the best time to get your tiptoes right on the edge of it. And we try to tell him that, but...
Who's we?
Me and my brother, Joseph.
And your brother's part of the group? Is he here tonight?
No, he stopped coming after the accident. He was in a car accident. Smashed his head right up.
And was the car accident related to anything similar to how Jeremy and now Renee have stopped coming because of what you're looking into now?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, wait, so if Renee's dead, are you saying that Jeremy's also dead?
No, we're just concerned that whatever you guys are investigating seems to be putting you in danger's way.
Mm.
And
Well,
we're just trying to find the pattern.
Well, to me, something like that means that we're on the right track then.
You can't really just throw away people's lives who are just trying to make a difference, though.
That's true. No, you're 100% right. And maybe in that case, I tell Jody, Alex, and Marcus and there that they can just go home. And then I can just keep doing this. But if we're close, I can't stop.
Marty, do you know if Renee had any intention of leaving the group, much like Jeremy?
No. No, Renee was great. Good guy. Soft-spoken, but very funny.
And when was the last time you saw him?
It would be last week at the meeting.
Interesting. What can you tell me about the case? What are the stars? What do you know?
Well, I normally don't spill all this immediately. But I'm convinced that there is something up there. And I've done a bit of research in the city. Some other groups call them the Seven Sisters. And I think they're trying to talk with us down here or get closer and like interact with us. They're trying to find like a way here, but it has to be at the right spot and you have to be doing the right thing, and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
What messages are they sending you, though? Like,
nothing.
When you say communicating, how?
Well, that's just what I think they're doing. I think they blink it in and out in a Morse code, but we can't speak it because we don't speak their language. So I'm trying to find a different way to do it.
And these Seven Sisters, when they get here, do you know why would they want to get here? Anything, or you just know that they're there?
I just know they're there. And isn't that crazy? Like, we're not alone in this universe, man. Like, there's something out there.
I believe you. Honestly. I have seen some strange things in my time in the city. This is not the weirdest.
Yeah, and like, I'm just so curious about what's going on, right? Like, Is there
anyone you would have met in your investigation that might want you to stop looking into it, who hasn't been particularly supportive of your endeavors?
Probably Jeremy. He's probably the only one who showed any sort of conflict once things started happening.
What did Jeremy have a problem with?
like I said, he was just scared. He wasn't like opposed to it. He just wanted to stop. And when me and Joseph were there that night, I was telling him, like, you can't go, buddy. You can't go. You got to keep helping. Like, we've learned so much, right? Like, we can't stop.
And how do you investigate things like this? Like, how are you studying this and gaining any more information? I'm just not understanding. If you're seeing entities move and blink in the sky, how do you try and progress this at all?
Well, just like, like when you study anything, it takes time.
What sort of connections have you, just that they blink in Morse code?
No, that's just the theory, right? Like, but we have to test that theory, and that just requires not giving up, right?
And how have you been trying to communicate back to them?
I'm not trying to talk with them, no. I'm just trying to, like, figure out what they're trying to say.
Find the right place and the right time to listen.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, perhaps we could also speak with the other individuals inside, and maybe your brother Joe, if he's someone you'd be willing to connect us with.
Joe's out of the city right now.
Oh, yeah. Where is he at the moment?
He's on a business trip in a nearby city, one city over.
All right. What does he do for work? When do you expect him back from this trip?
He's just he's a salesman, as he's on the road salesman for an industrial supply company. He should be back in a week or so.
All right. Well, then, just the people inside, then, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. Who do you guys want to talk to first?
What were their names? Josie?
Jody, Alex, and Marcus. Jody? Yeah, Jody steps out.
Jody, Alex, who we know.
And Marcus.
So Joseph was the other third guy we didn't know.
Yeah, that's Martin's brother.
Yeah. Just trying to account for everyone.
Thank you for speaking to us, Jody. We're just looking into what might have happened to Renee and Jeremy. Do you know anything about their disappearances, or just they stopped showing up to the group?
I know Jeremy said that he was starting to get a little bit worried about everything, but I try to tell him to stay, right? Like, yeah, it's what we're doing is a little bit weird, right? But it's still kind of cool. It's like we're new scientists of sort, or like new explorers, right? And I mean, Renee was a great guy. He was really friendly, and he was always just looking out for us. So, and like we all love each other here. Like we're all good, close. I was here when Joe was here too, and he was a good guy. He stopped coming after his accident, but
yeah. Do you know anything that's happened with that accident, or was it just a normal car accident?
He just he came one day on his the last time we saw him, that I saw him. He kind of like the masks someone wears, like if they're going under reconstructive surgery, and it's just like a face, but like just so like plain and weird, and like just so like it's like uncomfortable to look at. He had one of those covering his entire face, and he had a hard time speaking, so Marty translated his sign in for us.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then he just stopped coming. Too much pain, I wager. He probably had to be on a lot of painkillers for what happened.
I forgot to ask Marty and Joe's last name.
Martin's last name is Fulmer.
Mm-hmm.
Fulmer, yeah.
Fulmer. And Hal, did you have any questions you want us to ask Jody?
Is it true? Is Renee?
Well, we're not 100% positive, but it doesn't look good. No.
It's sad. No, I have no other questions.
All right. Well, thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome. Want to speak to Marcus next?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll let Hal take this one.
Oh God.
Gotta let the new detective do some work.
I'm so very lost in thought here. Marcus,
Mm-hmm.
how long have you been with the group?
I joined. I was before Renee. So
You've been with them for a while.
Yeah, I've been with them. Probably
it's
the
always been-
longest after Marty, Joe, and Jeremy. I don't know if there was anyone else before me who left, but when I was here, it was those three.
And have you ever? It's just this one Seven Sisters thing you've looked into. Have you ever looked into anything else?
No, it's just been on the stars stuff.
And about how long have you guys been doing this?
I think they've been doing it a long time, especially Marty and Joe. I've been here for maybe a bit over a year. It's hard to know. Time just keeps going.
Has there ever been any sort of like I'm not trying to point fingers or anything, but conflicts within your guys' group? Like just recent events, is there anything like that you would say maybe could have led to these events?
Oh, I don't. None of the guys. No one here is like a bad person that I could tell, right?
No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. Just has there ever been disagreements?
Oh,
or
I mean,
anything
yeah,
like
like Marty, Joe, and Jeremy were like a powder keg. You put them together, like they're one match away from just blowing up. They were always like, they all had their thoughts, and while they like respected and cared about each other, sometimes they would just get a bit bombastic, you know.
But Alex never really butted heads with anyone.
No, and Alex is also pretty new, right? Like he joined after Joe left.
And Joe left because of his accident.
Yeah.
And about how long ago was that?
6 months.
What were your impressions of Joe?
Good guy, very clever,
Yeah.
very sharp. He was a believer. Like Marty's a believer, but Joe was like crazy believer. Joe was also a great artist. He painted a picture of me, a portrait that I actually still have in my apartment.
It's lovely.
Yeah. It's a shame what happened because after that accident, like I've seen him a few times, but he's not Joe anymore. Whatever happened fucked with his head, right? Trauma, you know. All this is just like an example of like how fragile we are, and that's kind of like why I was so pushed to like do this and like because you feel small a lot, don't you? Like we just feel small, and like now like I have some sort of there's like a purpose to all this. Especially in this city, which kind of just like churns through people like we're frickin' fuel.
So awfully pessimistic outlook.
Yeah, but this group has helped me become a bit more optimistic about everything.
So were you close with either Jeremy or Renee? Like, have you guys ever hung out outside the group?
No, I mean, occasionally we would do like out of group stargazing events where like we
Yeah.
would go in like pairs or trios and go check things out. So I did like a few things with them separately together. Sometimes like we'd go stargaze out in the outside the city, but
And did they ever tell you anything about their personal life?
a little bit, just normal conversation, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing like, I buy and sell cocaine from the cartel.
no, nothing like that. No.
Okay. Didn't think so. What? Marcus, this really has nothing to do with the investigation. This is more for my own personal curiosity. What about these stars have led you to start on the path of a believer, so to speak?
I mean, when you see the sky change before your very eyes, it's not hard to believe it.
Oh, do you honestly believe that they're entities? Like, where did they get this name, the Seven Sisters?
Well, we didn't come up with that. That's something that Joe found through another cult that's in this city. Not that we're a cult, mind you. We're not like worshiping them, but there are people who apparently worship them.
Is Joe maybe part of that cult now?
No, I don't think so.
How did he speak with them? Do you know?
No, I don't think he spoke with them. I think he just like, you know, when you can ask the right people the right questions, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So, you just found the flyer online in the paper, came for a meet, saw the stars move, and said, "Yep, I'm in."
Hell yeah.
Are the stars going to move tonight?
Well, they might, yeah, if we find the right spot, if we're lucky, yeah.
How do you guys go searching for spots?
We just try different points in the city where it kind of just feels right. It's like
An energy.
a dowsing rod, so to speak, but not. Like we just have to like try things and trust it.
Thank you very much, Marcus.
Thank you.
Detective Barnes, is there anything?
No, did you have any questions for us at all?
No,
Well, thank you for your time.
thank you. He goes back inside.
Olivia, I think I need a moment with you.
You've got my time.
I'll just like walk you out the front, back to the parking lot to our car so we can speak in privacy.
Sure.
Yo, as we're walking, I want to do a spot hidden and see if any of these cars are black.
You don't
same
need to do a
make-
spot hidden to see if a car is black or the license plate. There is none though.
There are none,
No.
but there are as many cars as there are people here,
Yeah. No.
give or take.
There is minus Alex.
Yeah,
Minus Alex.
yeah. Everyone is accounted for in transport, essentially.
Yes.
None of them are black cars with a license plate.
No.
Fuck.
Too
But
easy.
could be Joe's car.
Could be Joe's car.
But now that we're in the car, I'm just gonna be like, Joe is a believer, a crazy believer, a cultist who's had his face destroyed, hit his head in a car accident. This is some sort of weird revenge or like make it right, some sort of ritual thing. That's where my thoughts are leading me.
Definitely possible. It's going to be awfully
Possible.
difficult to. Well, I mean, we have no evidence to prove such a thing. Aside from your suspicions, there's nothing that points in that general direction.
You're right. I'm a little bit at a loss of how to proceed here. You have a lot more experience with this. What do you suggest we do?
Well, it would be ideal if we could get in touch with Joe, but it seems he's out of town.
Yeah, out of town or oh shit! I just thought of something that could be absolutely nothing.
What's that?
Joe's an incredible artist. Painted Marcus a portrait. Did Renee have a portrait painted by Joe? A portrait of himself anywhere in his apartment?
No, he did not.
Okay, that is crazy. Just fucking going wild here with conspiracy theories. It's like, is this how he marks them?
Yes, my instinct would be to get in touch with Joe and find out from his perspective everything that had gone on. But aside from that, it seems we're sort of at a loss.
You guys do have an email from your phone. The preliminary autopsy came in,
Yeah.
including the toxology, which is the important part.
Yeah, it is.
Renee was sedated.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I know when I see a sedated murder victim by no defense wounds.
So they learned between their first and their second kill that it was important in order for their ritual to be completed correctly that the victim needed to be sedated. They would not do it willingly. Is it a like easy to access sedative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it just like GHB or Hypnol?
Yeah, just something.
You don't got to be a medical professional to have it. Got it.
Yeah, it's a club to the back of the head before a ball peen to the front of the head.
Sedated.
It's just a nice sleepy time tea. Just nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps let's see if we can get in touch with Joe in some way. I don't know if we can phone him, and he'll be able to
He's
speak
a
with us
traveling
now.
salesman for an industrial company. He must
You would
have
think.
a phone number.
You would think we'd be able to get in touch with him.
Yeah. What industrial company did they just said that? We don't know. Maybe we should go back and press Marty for that. Joe's contact info. Or do you think we just sleuth it on our own?
No, let's go in and ask and see what their plans are.
Is it a leap too far to start thinking factory district? He works for an industrial company. He knows his way around the factory district, depending on what business it is.
I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't necessarily connect to our victim. Oh, sorry, to the financial district victim.
No, the factory. Renee was found in the factory district.
No, I know. I'm just saying that it doesn't necessarily connect.
Yeah.
Doesn't connect Jeremy.
No, but it's a nondescript alleyway.
I do think we should go back in regardless. It seems
You want to go watch the stars move tonight?
No, I think that we should suggest rather strongly that this group disband for a while, not get into any more trouble. They do seem to all be in danger. It's worth telling them that their lives are potentially at risk. We would be at fault to not warn them otherwise.
Olivia, would you humor me something?
It depends what you're asking, Hal.
I want to tail Marty tonight.
Sure. I see no reason why not.
But he knows us now. He's seen us here. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go change. I'm gonna go get my own vehicle. I'm going to tell him. I just want you to stay with the group and entertain him for a while. Tell him I've gone back to the precinct or something.
You're going to ditch me with these crazies. I'm kidding. Of course. Certainly.
You guys have one vehicle?
Yes, I am actually getting ditched, but that's why I'm making that joke.
I'll just taxi. I'll taxi it home. Or back to the precinct. I'll leave Olivia's car.
All right. I was going to give you the car, but I guess you do need a way to get back, so.
The idea is to, I want to tell Marty, after they're done for this evening's events, so I want you to kind of, just be like, oh, they're going to look at stars, and I'm going to try and follow them and see what happens tonight.
All right.
My idea. I mean, we can try and do it together if you want, but I just.
No, it's all right. I have no problem with you going and
I figure
tailing.
Maybe if we might be able to chase down opposite leads, and then this will just quell that crazy cultist hunch inside of me.
Might not be so crazy. You never know. I will go back inside. And I'll go to Marty, and I will ask for Joe's phone number.
He says Joe can't answer the phone.
I wondered if that was the case. How does he communicate through his sales, or is he just sort of delivery for sales?
No, he's he's getting phased out. He's right now just traveling with. So he was away for a bit because of the accident, and then now he's the new guy is shadowing him. Luckily, the new guy can sign, so they're visiting clients and they're finishing deals, and Joe's then gonna probably retire after this or find something else.
Makes sense. And Joe has the same last name as you, Fulma?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Marty, do you mind if I address the group? I just feel it's important that they know that potentially their lives are in danger.
Yeah, the floor's yours, yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for speaking with us this evening. I do think it's important to let you all know that at least one, potentially two of your members are involved as victims in a murder case, and we do believe that it's connected to this group. So feel free to remain as a part of it if you'd like. But it would be my professional recommendation that you disband and take care of yourselves, in all honesty. If you choose to stay together, then watch each other's backs. Absolutely. We're not sure of what is going on at the moment, but we are looking into it, and we'll solve it as quickly as we can.
Thank you, Detective. And I echo that. If you don't feel safe, there's no pressure to keep doing this with me.
Well, I imagine you are still going out to attempt to solve this evening, Marty?
No, not tonight. After all this news, we're just agreeing that tonight we're just gonna... just call it. Maybe go for a drink to celebrate Renee.
Understandable. I support this decision. If you do find out anything interesting, or anyone thinks of anything, I'll say it louder to the rest of the group, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I'll give my card over. And but otherwise, thank you for your time this evening.
Have a good night, Detective.
I'll just be like, Alex, so you all right to get back to your house?
Yeah, Marcus says he'll give him a ride.
Perfect. I will go out and I will call Hal and tell her that they're not going anywhere interesting tonight. But that she's still welcome to tail Marty if she feels that'll help.
I mean, what's
I'm gonna say that
happen?
I'm gonna go back to the precinct and try and find out more about Joe's accident. But she is welcome to do as she pleases.
I'm still gonna tail and stake out Marty, I think. I'm gonna try and see if he's actually if Joe's actually out of town. Joe's definitely out of town. I'm fucking crazy.
Marty just goes to a bar with the people from the group, and then he just goes home to a house on the north side.
He lives in the north side too.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient for me. Him and Joe don't. Oh fuck! They're gonna die. Him and Joe don't live together, do they? We never found that out, did we?
I don't think you asked. I didn't.
I didn't. There's no black car in the driveway with the license plate I'm looking for, is there?
No.
Street?
Sorry?
On the street?
Nope.
James. Desperation.
Come on, give me something. In the sewers? No. Does Joe come out of the sewers at 2 a.m.? I think I am still just going to stake out the place till about probably when does he get home?
Probably around 11.
11? Okay, yeah. Then probably around 1 a.m., 1:30, somewhere in that time frame. I'm going to call it quits.
Okay. And Olivia, what are you up to?
Yeah. I want to go back to the precinct and look up a car accident involving Joe Fulmer. Guaranteed something that caused facial damage was bad enough to end up in the police system.
You find no evidence of such an accident.
Well, that's interesting. What if I do a more general search, not involving his name? If I just look up, a facial injury, resulting from a severe car accident.
You find just a few normal stuff, but nothing that's as described by the others in the group.
All right. I'm going to give Greg Ainer a phone call, specifically looking for the surgical reconstruction wing, trying to find out if they have had such an accident in the last 6 months come to them.
The administrator on the line says, I can't find anything, and in here we have nothing for St. Meredith's either logged in like that.
Unusual. Thank you very much. All right. So it wasn't a car accident then. I'm going to call Hal and tell her this. So not a car accident.
An industrial accident, maybe?
I don't think it was a normal accident at all. We're dealing with facial damage injuries. And this has got to be connected.
What if, is there anything on record about one of these, Seven Sisters cults?
I mean, I haven't looked, but I can look it up.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that Joe's found that out from some cult group. Maybe
is Joe Fulmer in the system at all, if I look him up?
No.
Okay.
Is Marty in the system?
Nope.
is Alex.
No.
Marcus.
You're just gonna go through the whole list one by one.
No, none of them have a reason to be in the system. They're all good citizens.
Dang.
Good.
I just wanted to be like, yeah, one guy assaulted a guy at the baseball bat at some point.
They didn't run through any buildings with shotguns. No.
Yeah, one
Not
of
in the
them.
system, though.
Wait. Sorry, Marcus has a history of hammer-related crimes.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I look up Seven Sisters cult, does anything come up?
No. But
Star cult.
about
cult.
like 5 minutes after you search it up, you get an incoming call on your phone.
Hal, I'm gonna hang up on you. I have a phone call coming in.
Okay.
Stay safe out there. And I will answer. Yes, hello. This is Detective Bonds.
Barnes, it's Detective Holden calling. Just
Oh.
curious, how's it going? How was your day? Find out anything exciting about our cases?
Nothing much more than we had when we talked to you. It does seem to be connected to this vigilante group. But potentially a Seven Sisters cult. Something to do with the stars. And an individual, one of the two that your witness saw, with the facial injury, seems to be connected in some way. Apparently, according to the group members, he had a car accident, but I cannot find any such records in the timeline in which it happened. Nothing at the hospitals, nothing in our system. Very strange.
Very strange indeed. Well, just checking in. Let me know if anything happens. You have a good rest of your night. Don't stay up too late.
All right. Well, thanks for checking in. Likewise.
Yeah.
Have a lovely evening.
You as well.
I will hang up. Bizarre. All right. What if I just Google the Seven Sisters?
Let's find out what happens.
Oh, shit.
So a lot of generic stuff comes up. How there is trees, the collection of trees called the Seven Sisters. There's law firms. There's mythologies, the Pleiades, or however you actually say the Greek name. Seven Sisters. There's 7 stars named after each sister in the night sky.
Interesting.
That's actually a constellation. That's the Pleiades. Pleiades? It's probably Pleiades.
Pleiades?
That
Pleiades.
sounds
Pleiades
Greek.
sounds right.
Yeah.
It does. Is there any relevant or interesting information about Pleiades?
No, just a star cluster. It's all kind of like over your head. Like the Wikipedia page is very like science driven.
Gotcha.
But the sisters all have names.
What are the names?
You're gonna make me say these Greek names, huh?
No, it's fine. As long as none of them are relevant, you don't actually have to say them.
One's named Electra. That's sick.
That is sick.
Yeah. Love Jennifer Garner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, it's a cold case.
It's a gold case. If I look up, or if either I look up or I get somebody to look up the address for somebody named Joseph Fulmer in the city, is that a potential thing I could look up?
Yeah, you could.
Sick. That's what I'm looking for.
Joseph Fulmer is leasing a space in a city-driven warehouse. So the Arts Initiative in the city has got some derelict factory spaces and other things like that in various points of the city, and has used those to kind of turn into creative spaces for people. And through the city, you can rent these spaces. And one of these is rented to Joseph Fulmer, a small painting studio in one of these buildings.
Cool. I'm gonna take down the address, and I'm gonna give Hal a quick call and tell her that I'm gonna go check it out.
What's the address? I'll meet you there.
I will give her the address.
I don't think Marty's up to anything. I'm interested to see this guy's fantastic art.
Yeah.
All right, this warehouse is in the east side. And when you guys get there, it's a large building, very square. All of the windows are covered in like those mesh grates. And the building just looks dark, foreboding, and empty as rain just falls all around you. There's a flickering light near a door that gives like a brief few shakes of white light before being steady for a few seconds and then kind of flickering and buzzing again. The building is otherwise unlabeled apart from a strip that just says the address on it. He is in unit, it would be 47.
Does the building have any security cameras?
No.
That's what insurance is for.
Is there parking?
Yep.
I assume his black car is this black car that we're looking for is not here.
It is there.
What do you think, Hal? Joe picks up Renee at 2:15 in the morning in this vehicle. And he's supposed to be out of town. Don't you take your vehicle out of town when you go? Even for work, really.
No, work might provide a car.
It's possible.
That's enough for probable. We could bring him in under suspicion.
Well, let's see if he's home. Why don't we? I will go up and ring the buzzer for the unit that he's supposedly in.
There's no buzzer. It's just an openable door.
Oh, I'm going to open the door.
As you step into the lobby, the cold linoleum floor is dirty with just piles of dust at the edges of the walls. Inside, there is a green fluorescent buzzing, as well as a set of rules for this place, provided very gracefully by the city of Red Hall. No outsiders can stay. This is not a place to sleep. This is a place to create. We're not renting, it's just like all these rules all about this, artist collective.
Right.
So no one's here right now. Or, people who rent can stay here?
No, it's not apparently for living.
It's not for living. It's just for doing art. But the car is there.
There's a few cars there right now. So in the halls as you go through, this seems to be like an old storage building. There is just doors lining the hallways, just blue doors and white walls. Some lights are out, so the dark halls are just there's pockets of darkness as you move through, and the lights that do work don't do a great job to illuminate the place. To your left, there are stairs that go up. It looks like each floor has floor 1, unit 1, up to 4.
And sorry, what unit was he?
47?
47.
Great. Let's go find his unit.
Do it. All the way up to the 4th floor.
As you guys are walking up the stairs, you hear murmuring and whispering coming from the halls as people are coming through. Some talking, some laughing. But the whole place just feels a little bit just as if like this isn't the time to be here. There's just something weird about each floor as you move further up the building. And when you reach the 4th floor, it's quiet. Most of the lights in this hall don't work.
Eerie.
I'm gonna just take my gun out of my holster, but not like take the safety off yet.
All right. Is that the way we're going in?
Something's not usual here.
All right.
Remember, I'm still naive. I'm not jaded like you.
My bad. You're quite right. Carry your gun if you'd like to. Just don't shoot anyone innocent, all right? That's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not even like drawn. I'm just holding it like at my side. That's all.
You guys do eventually find Unit 47, and these rooms aren't like normal doors. They have like a little swinging latch and a deadbolt on them, and the majority of these have been locked. However, this room, the deadbolt is not there, so you're able to actually open the door. So whoever is inside is in there right now.
Do we knock? Or? Just go
Well,
in.
I mean, we've got the car and the footage. Does that seem like enough evidence to arrest Joseph Fulmer on the suspicion of murder? Because otherwise I think we should probably knock. We might be able to still knock.
Let's just knock.
Your knock echoes, but there's no answer.
Hello, Joseph Fulmer. This is Detective Bonds with the Red Hall Police. Doctor Detective. With the police department of Red Hall.
There's no
No
answer.
answer. What's in this space?
So as you step in, pulling the door open behind you, and it kind of just creaks back closed as you step in.
Hold on. I don't want to let that thing close behind us.
How are you going to hold it open?
That's a great question. I guess I'm just going to stand in the doorway while Olivia does a preliminary.
All right.
As you step in, you round the corner. So as you're standing where you are, Hal, it's kind of like a boot room. That then it goes around, so you're not able to hold the door open and also see into the room.
Yeah.
There's a stone little divider between them. But
I
Olivia,
getcha.
as you step around, you see that there are two construction lights pointing towards a large painted mural on the wall that depicts a vast cosmos of stars and swirling galaxies, painted with precision, but the paint runs down onto it, onto the bottom of the canvas, kind of pooling together into like a mass sea of white with a tinge of green. And beneath and behind the stars, there is a very slender, feminine white figure, faintly visible, that's standing there.
A white figure. Does the room otherwise look clear?
It's
Show
dark.
back.
You can't see the corners.
I'm gonna go find a light switch if there is one.
There is not one.
That's fair. That's what the construction lights are for. Hal, there's a, crazy artist painting, but otherwise,
Olivia, can you give me a listen check?
sure. Maybe. No.
You are
So
caught
87.
off guard to the sounds of footsteps running out of the darkness, and a pipe is swung at your stomach.
Oh my
Sweet.
god.
Would you like to try to make a brawl or a fight, or a brawl or a dodge? It will be a disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll brawl as a reaction. See what happens. My first one is a 1, which is really unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate.
Yep. And my second one's an 88, which is a fail.
The pipe hits you in the stomach, right in the ribs, or just above the stomach, right in the ribs, winding you. You take 2 points of damage, and you collapse onto the ground.
Oh! Ah! God! Fucking damn it!
Standing over you is, as described, Joseph Fulmer. He's in a long, loose coat, and his hair is kind of hanging over his face, where it's not as described a surgical mask, or a fake face. It's as if it kind of looks like that, but when you're up closer, it looks as if he handcrafted it, as if it was like paper mache, as it's kind of over his face. And then he just drops the pipe onto the ground, and then just begins to back up towards his painting.
Are we in initiative order?
We are. So it's everyone's dexterity.
80.
50.
All right, Hal, it's your action.
Oh, well, I'm gonna run in there.
The door latches behind you.
Of course it does. There's no exit. I know that, but...
As you come in, you see Olivia's on the ground, and Joseph is backing up towards the painting.
Yeah, I guess I'll just, keep my gun on him, just to be like, freeze! But he's deaf and can't talk or something.
No, he's not deaf, he just can't talk.
He just can't talk, so I'm gonna be like, hands in the air, freeze! And then, go make sure Olivia's okay. And keep my gun on him.
Doesn't put his hands in the air.
Doesn't put his hands in the air? What kind of lunatic doesn't do that?
From the ground, I'm gonna be like, you can't, people who sign, you can't do that.
What? Can't what? Put your hands in the air?
You can't tell them to put their hands in the air.
Really?
Really.
Sure I can.
That's how they communicate.
That's fine. I need him to communicate he's surrendering. Alright, I'm gonna be like, on your knees then.
He still just stands there, and then he just lifts his hands and begins to sign. He does it slowly.
Let's try this.
No, you can just, if it's slow enough, it's like speaking English. It's if he's going fast. He's deliberately going slow for you.
Okay, what's he saying to me?
He says, I don't care if you kill me. But he then just signs and says, but you must understand why I'm doing this. We made a mistake.
I'm just going to be like, help me understand then.
On that, he goes to his face and begins to pull off the mask.
Uh-huh.
Behind the mask, it looks like his face was caved in. But instead of gore and blood and bone, it's just a swirling sea of stars.
Wild.
Do that pan shot. Oh.
Olivia, you can stand up or do what you
I was
want.
going to attempt to stand up, if that's okay. What happened?
He responds that he doesn't know. He spoke to the sister. He tried and she answered. And it destroyed him.
How did you try?
He just says, I will not tell you that, for this secret needs to die with me. And the others.
Did Renee and Jeremy help?
No.
Why are you killing them, then?
Because
Because
they
it
need
needs
to
to
stop.
die with them.
We need to stop. He signs, "Let me finish, and then I'm killing myself."
Can't kill them all.
I need to. I still see. And then in a voice that's kind of broken, he says, "I can still speak." But then he signs again. "This is not right. We need to stop." But they won't. He says they all think this was an accident.
That's what they
Your
told
brother
us.
knows what happened to you?
No.
Why did
Show
you
him.
tell
He'll
them?
stop.
Why did you tell them it was an accident? A car accident?
Because if I showed them, it might push them to keep going. Harder, faster, more.
What did the sister say to you?
That's not important. That's my secret that burns me away. And I will take it to my grave.
And if we were to kill you, but not them?
I can't control that.
What of the painting behind you? Is that what you saw?
He nods.
Yeah, Hal's just kind of like standing in awe of like the face, like probably getting a little hypnotized.
Well, we have to place you under arrest for the murder of 2 individuals. Will you come willingly, or is this going to be difficult?
He pauses at that. And then with a distorted, muted scream, as if his mouth was covered, but he was screaming through something, he charges in towards you to attack.
God damn it.
Hal, what do you do?
Give him a non-lethal wound.
I don't know if I can. I'm better at brawling than I am at shooting.
Then fight him.
Yeah,
You just have to knock him unconscious.
Because she's an ex-Marine, so she's trained in their martial arts, right? So, I'm gonna try and brawl him.
Sure.
You can try and make him submit.
Sure. Well,
This
he'll
guy
have first
with
attack
star
on you
face.
because he's charging into you unless you charge into him.
Sure, I'll meet it, I guess.
Sure.
I'll meet it. We'll do 46 out of 65.
He knocks you onto the ground,
God damn it.
throwing you over his shoulder, and you take
Yeah.
2 points of damage when you land on your back.
That's fair. Just
When you land, he picks up the pipe
no.
and begins to move towards Olivia.
Oh god.
I will draw my gun. And I'm going to try and shoot him in the leg. Oh yeah, my handgun skill's not bad. I got a good chance. Oh yeah, that's my hard, not my extreme.
What number did you get?
24 out of 75.
When you pull the gun up and fire, he rolls to the side out of the way. He rolled really good on that
Dang.
dodge. I was surprised.
Ignab it.
When he comes up, he rolls in position right above Hal. So he just takes the pipe and goes like this to bring it down on Hal's face.
Oh god. Can I dodge?
Yeah, you can, or a brawl.
Dodge or brawl?
You can try to like grab it in the way.
Brawl's better, but it seems wrong. But let's try. Brawl's better. Yeah, that's 22 out of 65. So that beats hard.
You're able to catch his arms as he's bringing the pipe down, but he still has it held over you.
When we're like struggling, I'm just like, what did they tell you? Tell me what they said.
We go to the top of the round, which is now Olivia because she has a gun.
Sick. I'm gonna try and shoot him in the leg again.
No, I'm the good one. Shoot that one.
I miss. Not a fail, but I don't succeed. An 89.
Wow. The shot goes wide, and Hal, it is your action as he's trying to just bring the pipe down on top of you.
Well, I mean, like, I've stopped it, so, like, it's really just that little bit of momentum, so it's not terrible. Yeah, I'll just brawl him to try and, like, get away from this.
Sure.
And get up again. Yeah, that's 25.
You could not get in control.
Damn.
The man rips the pipe free and tries to bring it down on your face again.
Oh my god. So is that a brawl or dodge, or am
Your
I
choice.
just at his...
It's your choice.
God, let's try and dodge this one.
Sure.
See what we can do with a 39 out of 50.
The pipe collides with your nose and face, dealing you 3 points of damage. And you just feel your nose is broken. So, Olivia, you see the pipe smash right into Hal's face, and blood out of it. It's your action, Olivia.
Yeah, I'm gonna try shooting one more time.
Where are
I
you
got
aiming?
six
Shoot him in the
shots.
head. Shoot him in the head.
No, I'm still aiming non-lethal.
Oh my god, she's too much of a good cop.
Well, I mean, a good cop shoots to kill. She's actually being
A
a
good
bad
cop
cop
does
right now.
I'm being a bad cop. Yeah. I'm being a have seen too much crazy shit, want to find out more kind of cop. That's my regular, a 58 out of 75.
You hit him in the leg. Roll your damage.
Oh god, I did just look that up, but now I've already forgotten what it is.
Is it a basic cop gun?
Basic cop gun, number 4.
D10?
Probably. One second. D10. Yes, you're right. How did you know, James?
I've got basic cop gun. I also have mace spray. How about mace spray?
Nice. Good job.
Do you think it'll do anything if you spray it into the void?
That is a fuck ton of damage. That's 6 damage.
Oh, wow. That's a major injury.
Major wound.
Hal, it is your action. The man lets out a scream that's still that weird guttural echo, and now you also are hearing screams from people inside the building, for there has now been 3 gunshots.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. I mean, I'm just... So does he go down at all, or does he just take the hit?
He's like screaming, but he's still kind of like over you with the pipe, holding it like this.
Okay, I'm just gonna get out of there. Do I have to brawl my way out, or dodge my way out? Or
It'll be a brawl.
brawl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of there. And that's a 32.
You are able to push him back as he kind of falls onto the floor, hitting one of the construction lights, which fall onto the ground, casting a shadow over the room.
Yeah.
The man lets out a pained whimper, and then he points the pipe at his own face and just begins to smash it into himself. He hits himself in the face. And it just kind of, for a few seconds, the stars disappear and there's just gore there. As he just hits it and pieces of his body fly off. And then he just pulls it back and then he goes to hit again. But Olivia, it's your action.
Yeah, I'm going to try and stop him. With a brawl, I guess. That is a 32, which is my regular.
You are able to stop him. I assume you're just like grabbing the pipe.
Yeah. I will yell to Hal, subdue him! But in a British accent.
Yeah, Hal's like still a little bit dazed, double vision from just taking a
broken
pipe right
nose.
in the fucking face. So it is just gore now. No,
the stars are back. The stars are back.
Stars are back.
Yeah.
Oh God. Hal's just gonna be like, there's no like shouting just through her like broken nose, just like there's no, it's him or them or us. And I'll like go to try and like find my gun on the floor.
Joe tries to break free of your grip, Olivia. Can I get a brawl, opposing brawl?
I do not pass with a 74.
He is able to pull free, but he's not able to hit himself. He's just kind of now like crawling on the floor, and the stars are dripping out of his face like blood onto the floor. But when they land on the concrete, they just turn into normal dark blood.
Gross. I assume it's my turn now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try and grapple him again. At this point, I guess I'm just gonna try and handcuff him.
You can just do it because he's on the ground.
Great. I handcuff him. And then we'll radio in, I guess, that we're coming in with severely injured suspect.
I think you call 911 to us. You get an ambulance here.
I guess get paramedics.
We don't dawdle our way in.
No, well, we are cops. Dawdling is not a thing, but.
So what are you doing?
Getting an ambulance, EMS on site.
Yeah, let's call medical assistance.
Yeah, no shit, call them.
Sure.
Hal, calm down. You're fine. It's all right.
Am I fine though? I've taken half my health.
You have a major wound. You're fine. Just don't die. Don't go unconscious.
If you take it all in one, if you take half your health in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm half dead now.
There are sirens for a bit, but then they stop.
Unusual.
How? Why? What's he doing? What's up with the face?
He's just kind of like on the ground whimpering as like he's leaking from his face.
And the sirens stop?
Olivia, your phone starts ringing.
I pick up my phone. I know who it is. Megan knows who it is.
Santa Claus.
On the other line is Detective Holden, and he says,
I'm shocked!
Did you just call an ambulance in?
Yes, of course I just called an ambulance in. I have a severely injured partner. I took a pipe to the ribs, and our suspect is bleeding stars from his face. Do you have a problem with this? Is this your case still? Because I think last time I remember we took it over from you.
Well, I highly suggest you leave that individual in there and come outside and drive to the hospital, you and your partner.
I'm sorry, you want me to leave a human being to die? I've seen things as much as you have, but as far as I'm aware, this individual is still mortal.
I won't say it again, Olivia.
Peter, you're going to need to give me more of an explanation than that.
That's not what's happening here.
Just in the back, like leaning up on the wall, just, where's the fucking ambulance?
Oh, shut up, Hal. You're fine. If I'm going to follow your direction, I'm going to need some sort of reasoning.
I'll tell you when you do it. This is just a problem that we need to solve my way. You're gonna bring him in? Look at him, Olivia. What does he look like? You said he's bleeding stars from the face? You're just gonna bring that in?
Maybe more of this city needs to come to the surface.
No.
Just no.
Just no.
How much shit like this have you seen, Detective Holden?
Enough? More than enough. More than you, I'm sure.
And it should just fade away into the cracks of the city.
Yeah. This is your
That
last
doesn't seem
chance.
right.
It's not right. No, but it has to happen this way. So either you and Hal come out, just you two, or you guys aren't coming out.
I'm gonna pull the phone away from my face. Hal, we're being bullied into letting this perp go. Would you like to live?
Fuck kind of question is that? Obviously.
Well,
Where's
then
the
it's
fucking ambulance?
it sounds like it's waiting outside for us.
Good, let's go.
All right, after you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get up and get out of there. I trust that she's called it in, talk to someone as I'm like over here seeing triple. With my nose halfway into my fucking skull.
What do you do, Olivia?
I'm gonna go over to Joe, and I'm gonna uncuff him, and I'm just gonna say, I am gonna keep my gun pointed on him, but I'm gonna say, they're going to kill you, referencing the phone in my hand. Is there anything you'd like to say beforehand?
He signs to you that I deserve to die.
Well, all right then.
Come on, Olivia.
I mean, you certainly could potentially have someone fix this for you. Why are you so hopeless? You're not the only one who's experienced strange things in the city.
He responds to that by just saying, "Look at me." as he looks up, a hole in a face filled with stars that's dripping onto the floor. He signs to you that I haven't been me since I've done this. There's no fixing this.
All right. I don't like it, but I'm sorry. And I will, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna cuff him. I'm just gonna exit.
Hal, you get down first,
Yeah.
and there's no ambulance out there.
I fucking lied.
I'm gonna like how bad is it in Call of Cthulhu terms to like lose half your health in 2 shots?
It depends if it's, like I said, if it's in 1 shot, that's bad. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's not too bad. Like, it hurts.
Hey.
It hurts like a bitch,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, but there's no like I'm not in any immediate danger.
Exactly.
You're not dying. No.
Yeah. For
Okay,
example,
okay.
Joe is dying. He took a major
Yeah.
wound and is bleeding out. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you just uncuffed him and left him to die, crippled.
Mhm.
I love it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll just go to Olivia's car because we came separately, and I'll just like radio in that I need medical.
The radio. There's a response from
Yeah.
a line that says, "We got you covered. It's on its way."
Good. And I'm just gonna like lean up against Olivia's car and sit there and just hold my nose until it either stops bleeding or
Olivia, you come out.
You gonna drive yourself, or would you like a lift?
they're on their way.
Gesture to your nose. I don't think they'll be getting here anytime soon, and it sounds like we should probably be going.
I just radioed it in.
Get in the car, Hal. I'm gonna get in the driver's side, and like, as long as you're not leaning against the door, I'm gonna push the passenger side door open from the inside.
I'll crawl my way in and buckle up and just be like, "What the fuck was that?"
That was one of the oddities of this city. I'm gonna pull out and drive away.
As you're driving away, a lone car drives the opposite direction towards the building. You don't see who's inside, but I'm sure you have an idea.
I give it the middle finger as it drives by. Which hospital would you like to go to?
Whatever one work covers.
We are in the States. You probably have to pay for a good portion of it.
I don't know. I don't know how being a cop works in the States. I thought they'd just give you everything you want.
Well, Hal, let me ask you a question. Do you want to go to the hospital near your house or the hospital not near your house?
Or do you want to go to the good hospital or the crazy hospital?
Yeah, let's go to the good hospital. I'm new in town. Go
What's
to
the
one
good
everyone
hospital?
goes. What?
What's the good? They're both good hospitals.
It's Greg Aner, isn't it? That's the one everyone.
No, people go to St. Meredith all the time. It's a great hospital.
Do they?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Totally normal. Nothing
Okay.
weird happens there.
Whichever one Olivia takes me to.
Which one's closer
St.
to...
Meredith's is closer.
Take me
Okay.
to St. Mary's.
Yeah.
I need this nose set. My appearance is my highest stat. I'm pretty upset about this.
You're hot. I like it.
I am. I'm a hot lady cop.
Yeah, I drive her to St. Meredith's.
Yeah. And you're treated. You each, Hal, you take 6 points of sanity damage, and Olivia, you take 2.
Fuck, what's that? No, that's luck. Sanity's right here. 6?
6.
What is that? Is that leave from work? What is 6 in one go?
Oh, no, we
Temporary
don't do that. I don't
insanity?
play those rules. All right.
Groovy. That's it, baby.
Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do, or do you just want to spend the night looking at the stars?
I will contact Marty somehow. I don't think I have his number, but I will find his number and contact Marty.
Must be in that day planner.
Maybe.
What do you want to tell him when you do get his number?
I will tell him that his brother is dead, and that his dying wish was that the group no longer look into the stars.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, so I believe this is called the epilogue. The next day, you guys learn that unfortunately, a warehouse for kind of an art commune collective burnt down on the north side, sorry, on the east side overnight, and that the authorities are currently looking into it. To see what happened there, if it was arson or accidental or something else. They believe that the majority of the occupants, there should have been none, but there were a few that fled overnight, and that the city would be canceling all contracts and foregoing any pre-paid rent for their location. When you do get in contact with Marty, he is confused and thanks you, but he says, I don't think I can give up. I need to keep looking.
Marty, I saw what your brother looked like under his mask, and it wasn't from a car accident. There is no such record anywhere in the city of an accident occurring, nor is there any record of any hospital treating such an injury. It is my best recommendation that you do not continue looking into this. But I cannot stop you.
Thank you, Detective. What did he look like?
Like someone had smashed his face in and replaced it with a galaxy.
There's just silence on the other line. And then the phone hangs up.
Checks out.
Hal, your nose is fine.
That's my back. Took a big tumble.
Back's good too. You're tough. You're tough.
I am tough. Thank you.
You have like a little band-aid just on the middle of your spine.
So just for kind of reference, after this, what do you think is next for these characters? What is their fallout from this? What do they do from this?
I think that Detective Barnes now has a little bit of a vendetta against Holden. She's gonna start looking into him, find out about him as much as she can. and what he does in the city, what he actually does, how many cases he solves, cases he looks into.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a weird new side mission.
Sounds like we have to continue Olivia's story because obviously Holden wins, so we have to figure out figure out how that story goes.
Yeah, no kidding.
And what about Hal? Hal seemed a bit obsessed with the stuff once it started all coming to pass. So what's next for Hal?
Hal's not like, she's not insane about it, but it was like vindicating to like be like, I know I've seen something, as opposed to thinking I've seen something. I've seen something, so I think she would probably work with Holden at like arm's length on this weird shit because he's the only in she knows that's friendly about it.
But she doesn't know. Did Olivia, did you tell that it was Holden? Did you share that with Hal?
No, she didn't.
No.
So you wouldn't know that yet, but maybe over time you'll find out while poking through, right?
Maybe.
Unless you like blatantly asked.
No, I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, yeah, higher ups, chain of command. They're telling you, I don't give a fuck what this is. In the moment, I was very concerned about my own survival.
Yeah.
And that's just, that's just the way it is. You just follow orders, right? So I think
in the army, yes.
Working with different, it's the Navy. Working in different precincts, but Hal would probably be like Holden's arm into that precinct after this.
Sick.
Another extension for him to grasp.
Yeah. All right. Well, YouTube, thanks for watching. This one was a different tasting platter than these normal one-shots, which usually get a little bit more bombastic as it goes. But we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's!
Oh, no.